Hey, cuties. Okay, so I got a window open. Give me 1 second. What's going on? All right. Hello, cuties. If you guys can hear me, please put a 1 in the chat for me. Thank you guys so much for joining me. All right, all right. Let me get out of this. And I'm going to say some hellos, and we are going to get started. Okay. I see my sis in the house. Hey, Pink Diva. Oh, cool. All right, guys. Let me scroll down and see if you guys put any ones. Okay. Let me say some quick hellos. And we are going to get started. Hey, Stephanie. Hey again, sis. Hi, Judy. Hey, True Wisdom. Sylvia P, Cutie Crew member. Hey, Sylvia. Tree W. Hey, Chit Chat with QT. Looking forward to seeing your beautiful face and hearing your amazing voice. Oh, thank you, Tree. Tree, now you going to be able to stay up tonight, child? You know you like to doze on off on us. Thanks for joining me, Tree. Hey, Gwendolyn. Hi, Gloria. Hey, Tay. Good evening, Chit Chat and Carew. Thank you for being a member, Tay, of the Cutie Crew. Hey, Monica. Hey, Neva. Joanna, good evening. Hey, Trending. Any content creators in the house, you guys make sure to subscribe. Trending at some point is a content creator. Hello, Ruthie. Hey, Bevy, Cutie Crew member. Hi, April. Sharon W. Natty Spencer. Hey, Natty. Gloria Chop, thank you so much for joining the Cutie Crew. I appreciate you. Hi, Angela. Juan Davis in the house. Cutie Crew member. Ladell, Evelyn. We got Joda C in the house. Hey, Joda C. Good evening. Hey, Red Ann. Cutie Crew member. Trisha Berry. Cutie Crew member. Miss Linda. Taisha. Cutie Crew member. We got Vondell, Sharna, Stephanie, Gloria Strickland in the house. Hey, Gloria. Cutie Crew member. Hi, Jackie. All right. I see you guys putting the 1. I hope I didn't miss saying hello to any of you that put the 1. Monica Taylor. All right. Miss T, good evening. Mrs. T, M, good evening. Regina, good evening. Kame, good evening. We got Elizabeth in the house. Hey, Elizabeth. I've been thinking about you since you shared that wonderful news the other day. Joanna in the house. Hey, Rena. Angela, let's see, Red Ann, I got her. Hey, Cheryl Howard. Jackie Ashford is in the house. Queen's Tea with Gigi Nan. Hey, Queen's Tea with Gigi. Gigi, you know I've been thinking about you as well since our members only. What an awesome members only live that we had the other night. But a Queen's Tea with Gigi is also a content creator. If you guys are not subscribed, please subscribe. We got I Am Blessed, Pecan Pam. I don't know why I like saying the whole name. I Am Blessed, Pecan Pam. We got Leah's grandma in the house. Hey, Leah's grandma. All right, Sharna, Cheryl, Carolyn, Jackie Ashford, Cutie Crew member, Louisiana Chit. Hey, Chit Chat, one of the raw and real is out here. Oh, thank you, Louisiana chick. I appreciate that. Hey, Esther. Hey, Yvonne, Rhonda, Tammy Bowles, Olinsky. I believe. Olinsky. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I really, really appreciate it. Hey, Gail. All right, Betty McWilliams. Good evening, Deuce, Esther, Cheryl Howard. I got you, Gigi, Cint T, Beverly Childs. Gail Harris is a Cutie Crew member. We got my girl Kimbella in the house. Hey, Kimbella. All right, we're getting down to the end. Vanessa Jackson, thanks for joining me. Deshonda, is it Slebra? Sleeper RN, hello. Z French G in the house. Hey, Z. Hi, Jackie. Hey, SKR. Cutie Crew members, Z French G, SKR, and Kimbella. All right, we got Yolanda Reeves, Vanessa, Renetta. My apologies. Gloria Strickland. Yes, please hit the like button for me, guys. All right, we get down to the bottom. You are welcome, Gigi. Hey, Pink Rose. Vernita. Yes, sis. Happy Sunday to you and everyone. Hey, Tawana. Cutie Crew member. Fifi. Cutie Crew member. Crystal. Big Queen. Shit. I know that's right. Finally caught alive. Hey, Chit Chat. Hey, Big Queen. Shit. Hey, Jackie. Phenomenal Black Woman. Hello. Thank you all for joining us. Yes, thank you to my mod and my sis Pink Diva. All right, Bobby Lee and Mama Talk Love. All right, guys. I said my hellos. If I missed anyone, my apologies. So far, we have 225 people joining me. Thank you guys so much. And we are going to get started. Hey, Ebony, Shanoa, and Thelma. Tamika Owensby. Hello. And Sharna Mosley. Yeah, let's get it. Let's go. What's up, guys? I can't even remember the last time I went live. Let's see if I went live Thursday with members only. I think it was Wednesday, I believe. You gonna come out the bushes at some point, Z Frenchie? Okay. All right. Yeah, guys, I just wanted to come to you guys. We got the latest Huntsville happenings. We also are going to discuss the episode. And I'm just going to get some quick points on the episode because I do have a video that I'll be dropping as far as my official recap. But guys, I don't know about you. I'm going to jump to that real quick just to say I really, really enjoyed the episode. So I'm curious, once I drop the link a little later, I'm curious on if you guys enjoyed it. I do know that some of you are still blacking out, and that's fine. Like I said, I will have a recap detailing everything. But first, let's start with the name change of Miss Melody Cherie Rogers. Are you guys excited that Mel is having a celebration for the name change? Because I am. That's a boss move to me. I didn't see anything wrong initially with her keeping the last name. My mom, I may have told you guys this. Hey, Blessy. Blessy is in the DR. My mother and father got divorced after 27 years. And my mom kept her married last name, my daddy's name. And I was the youngest. I was the only one still left in the house. But all of her kids went by that name. So I totally get it. and I got it when Mel decided to keep it. But with the activities of Mr. Man, yeah, I would want that gone like ASAP. But yes, it was Angela. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna close my office door. Give me 1 second. Well, one of them. Move, Deuce. Get back. Get back. You coming in or out? Hold on, guys. Oh shoot. I'm so short I could barely reach the latch on the top. But yeah, what do you guys think about her having a celebration event? I'm curious to see if any cast members will be there. I highly doubt it. So I guess we shall see on that. But yeah, like I was saying, with everything that Martell has been doing and the illegal things, let me say that. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have any ties when it comes to my name. My kids, I get it. I did put in my video yesterday that, and it was a joke, but I was feeling, a little upset. But when I said that if she got remarried to change the kids' names too, I know that she can't do that. I wish she could, but we know Martell would probably really, really lose it. All right, I'm gonna read a couple of you all's comments when it comes to the name change. Stephanie says she is happy she's changed her name back. Too true. You say, I wonder if she will still use Cherie as her brand name. Yeah. So she already said that. I think she mentioned that in the scene with her lawyer on yesterday. She's already started that. So Melody Cherie is what her brands and everything else and all of that that she'll be going by. And she's already done that. So, we've been calling her Melody Cherie for quite some time before this official name change. So Mel is always 2 steps ahead. I do too, Toya. I do too. I really do. Sylvia P., you say, my ex wouldn't sign the divorce papers unless I dropped his last name. I contemplated it since we had kids together, but I ended up changing it. What? He was like, oh, Ike, huh? Hey, Cookie. He was like, oh, Ike. Didn't Ike do that to Tina Turner, if I'm not mistaken? I still have my married name. It's been time for me to change it officially. All right. Yeah. God forbid, if the day ever come where I do get divorced, I'm going back to my maiden name. This is my second go round as far as being married. And I hyphenated it the first time and I didn't this time. And I wish I did, because that represents my daddy. I am a spoiled daddy's girl. My daddy is no longer with us, but I'm going to rep him forever. So I hate that but I may change it. I may go back and try to get it hyphenated. Red Ann, you put, I kept my married name after my divorce, but recent activities are really putting me in a space to think long and hard about it. The craziness never ends. You know what, Red Ann, I know you right there in Huntsville. I know it's not all of the men in Huntsville, but, with you sharing your story, as far as similarities when it comes to what Mel has gone through, especially with Court. What's up with the men down there? I wish you could I do too. I really, really do. I think that if the other parent wasn't, let's say, active, I don't think that would be a problem if she did ever get married. But yeah, we know Mr. Man will blow his top. And yeah. Okay, Pink DB, you said, okay, so you did enjoy this episode. I really, really did. I didn't watch it until this morning. Yep, they can do that, Jackie. I didn't like it, but it was very, very reminiscent of what this show was supposed to be about. So I'm not sure if Carlos had a different producing team or what, but I really, really enjoyed it. Let's see here. Marty's voice is going to laugh at him now. Dang, man, she got rid of Holt. Okay, drop it with the quickness. especially with Miss Ariane making sure to call that baby Holt instead of his name. Yeah, I wouldn't want any ties either. But what else? Oh, speaking of that, before I get into my little quick recap for you guys, what do you excuse me? What do you guys think about Martell being just low down and preventing mail through the courts of not being able to post the Eminem kids, and then now he is very active on Knox's Instagram page? That is so low down. It really is. And that really, yes. Now, Sylvia, I'm gonna say, I know you didn't even put narc because of what I'm talking about right now, but that's the exact reason why he's doing what he's doing when it comes to Knox and that Instagram page. But my thing is, and I would love to ask Martell this: do you hate Mel more than you love your own kids? Because his moves that he's making, they're going to feel some type of way. They really are. And it's like you would have to hate Mel more than you love your own kids. Because how are you going to restrict them from being seen, and then you're going to showcase this outside child? A mess. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about that, and then I'll get started when it comes to the episode. Tree, you put, after I divorced, I kept my married name, didn't want to return to my father's name. My ex passed away 2022. Sorry about that, even though I know you guys were divorced. He's same last name. Yeah. Martell is butt hurt over it, but on camera he acts unbothered. Look, we all saw at the reunion, and that's why I made sure to put that in that video yesterday, when Carlos introduced Mel as Melody Cherie, it was Martell who corrected him and said Holt. So it's a shame, he should be, I don't want to offend anybody that may be a Gemini, but Geminis are known to have split personalities. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, some of them, let me say that. And Martell is definitely that way. He's just evil, and he's conniving. So like you said, when the cameras are on, then he acts one way, and behind the scenes he acts another. You didn't? Yeah, I wish I would have this time. She had to beg him for it during the divorce. Yep. I always say forever. I turn around and spin like Cardi B too when she do it. Yes. Okay. You was married to a Martell 2.0. Oh my goodness, Regina. Make sure you hit the link. Hey, Color Me Entertained. Tina told Ike. Okay. Tina told Ike he could keep the name, but she wanted to keep her. Okay, so I'm because it was Ike Turner. Got you. Right. Okay, what am I thinking about? Real quickly, off topic. Did you guys watch? I didn't, and I know that Lifetime is going to show it 1,000 times. Did you guys watch the Mary J. Blige story? I love me some Mary J. That was around my time coming up. And I think I DVR'd it. I hope I did. Okay, my sister changed her name back to father's name. She didn't have it before marriage. I wonder if Mel can hyphenate the children's name when she gets married. That I think she'll be able to do. I don't know. But I'm sure anybody that's experienced that remarried with young kids, let us know in the comments if you're able to hyphenate your children's name if you remarry, if you want to. Didn't like the man, but I like the last name. It is rare. No one in this country, all right, has my name. That's a good thing. Tisha, we'll get to that too, True. Yes, the MRS, Melody Cherie Rogers, but also MRS, Another Marriage, maybe. Yeah, I don't think that's when she put that, most times when you do, let's say, floor mats for your front door or things like that, if it's just one person, like male, most time the last name is in the middle. So yeah, even though it does symbolizes MRS as far as Mrs., that's what it is. That Rogers is just larger. But I like that too. Mel is a wife, and it's not because of her that her marriage ended. And I can tell, even when she came out with her line, team wife, and all of that, that she enjoyed being married. So I do hope that that's in her future. I'm sure it will be. All right. So we are off of that. And then the next thing I asked you guys before we get to my quick recap, what did you guys think about Martell with Knox? No one is checking for Knox. Martell needs to give it up. Okay, Angela. He definitely does, Titi. Clown behavior. This is what's going to happen, TK. I'm glad you put that. When the day comes, the Eminem kids shun him, he'll be mad at everyone but himself. I think that he thinks that he's so cunning and conniving that he feels that down the line he'll still have that control over his kids' mind, but he won't. And they're going to resent him for a number of reasons. And with him doing that with Knox, that's just another reason that's added to the list. It's like, what is wrong with the guy? Seriously. That's what I said, Trisha. He's definitely using her. She's a fool. The girl is just slow because he's been doing that. He used her to get at Mel when he knew that Mel was really going to leave him. And after, when they were going through the divorce and up until this current day. I think, and we were talking about this in Members Only the other night, I think she's so embarrassed now that that's why she's quiet. I know I wouldn't open my mouth. This man has been parading around town with everybody else. And then she had already said, and I don't know if you guys remember it, I do have it on live, that he even told her he didn't want Knox. And I'm going to find that and make a video. He told her he didn't want Knox on social media. And she put that in the video when she was still going live. She said that, excuse me. So now you're going to let him use you with this page. Just a fool. Stephanie, it really doesn't seem like it. It's weird. Deep down inside, I know he does love his kids with Mel, but I think he hates Mel more. And I think that he's willing to even hurt his own kids just to show how much he hates the mother. It's terrible. All right, Trisha. Yes, she should. Okay, Red Ann said, after being divorced over 15 years and him remarrying several times, still trying to check for me. That's what they do, child. When my parents got divorced, neither remarried, but my daddy was still checking for my mama. So, let's see here. He's going to ruin his relationship with the Eminem kids, especially Tank. Absolutely. I think it's going to be all of them. Like I said, at my big grown age, I am and will forever be a daddy's girl. He's ruining that. And that's special. When you have a dad that's active in your life and all of that, you do have a relationship of being a daddy's girl. And I just don't think that when those kids get up in age and find out what he's done to their mother and them, yeah, he's ruining that for sure. I did not like the Scott's photo shoot. Okay, we're going to get to that. Spiteful, nothing else. He still will not get any money from Knox. That's why the kiddos might change their names. And his kids will eventually see this and think that he favored Knox. Absolutely. So eventually what he's going to do is ride off in the sunset with just Knox. And he may as well marry the mammy because she the only one that's stupid. Well, I can't even say that with all these other women that's coming out the woodworks. All right, so we're going to get to I'm going to read these last comments, and then we're going to get to my quick little breakdown. Kimbella, you say it's low down, and he's doing it to get us angry and something to talk about, but he's going to regret his actions playing mind games, but I can't wait. I can't wait until she give him a dose of his own medicine. It's coming. It's definitely coming. For sure. And I do get a lot of comments from you guys as far as saying, don't talk about it. Don't talk about him. Don't talk about Knox. Let me tell you guys something. A lot of these videos that we put out can definitely be used in Mel's favor if she ever needs it, as far as for legal purposes. So I think that's why, and we want to keep it out there as far as what he's doing. But I get it. A lot of people can't stand him and don't even want to see his face or hear his name. But I think that's why I'll speak for myself. That's why I do it. So, if Coleslaw poke her head back out here and be on that same mess she was on before, I'm a drag her and talk about her too. So, Pink Dippy, you say, yes, they do. My husband and oldest daughter are Geminis. Yes, they do, as far as having split personalities and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yeah, them Gemini is something else. Now, look, Judy, hopefully that's what's going on. We know that Mel can't speak on everything. She even said it. But I'm telling you, I hope that is what is happening. That, as well as the revenge plot. Sharna, you say you think it's low down. I wouldn't waste my time and take him back to court for that. Martell will never prosper, so she already has her comeback over him. So you wouldn't take him to court so you would let this man not allow your kids to be posted until they're grown? Sugar Mama is 3. That's 15 more years. So we gonna disagree, Sharna. Was that the lawyer Mel used in her divorce, the one she was accused of being with? I never heard that she was accused of being with a lawyer. So that's new to me, JB. And yeah, based off of the episode, he's the one that's handled her divorce. But I definitely didn't hear that. He's wrong for that. He's being spiteful. Yep. All right. You didn't catch it yet. Okay, so I think you guys are talking about the Mary J. Blige. I can't for part 2. Okay, so Queen Kia, are you talking about Mary J. Blige, or are you talking about Last Night Love and Marriage Huntsville? And I'm going to read a couple more comments, then I'm going to get into my quick little recap. Tree W, you said, and real quickly, 552 people watching. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please hit the like button for me, guys. Let me do a like check real quickly. I appreciate you guys. I am right on the brink of 16K subscribers, and it means the world to me. So thank you guys so much for subscribing. If you have not subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And we only have 232 likes, guys. So if you're watching from the bushes, please hit like. If you're watching from the bushes, drop down. Let's chit chat. It is an open live tonight, so you do not have to be a subscriber. And okay, Queen Kia, it's a part 2. All right, so that means I'll be able to watch and then get caught up before the second one. Thank you. All right, Cheryl, Tree W, let me read yours. I believe that because Hotel can't make dollars from the Eminem kids, he doesn't care for them, but is forced to share custody. He really doesn't want custody. It's his connection to Mel. Absolutely, totally agree. Cheryl, you say, well, Martell don't seem to get his Miss Van has posted the kids while on vacation. Sugar Mama was in the pool with her mother, and Tank was show getting a new golf set. He hasn't stopped anything. Yeah, but it's nothing like the mom who had the children being able to post her own kids. Plus, they already have a large following on Instagram on the official Eminem Kids page. And yeah, those are her kids. But yes, I'm grateful that Miss Van and Marcus have posted things when it comes to the kids. So yeah, at least we still get to see them in that way. All right. Mel is going after him for the children's social media restriction, revenge P, his son's social media account, possible getting the court documents sealed since he admitted to sending them to the blogger. Yep. I hope it's in that order. Well, we can put the revenge P first because I think with that'll cover everything else. Hey, Bad Apple. All right, guys. So let me go ahead and get into my quick little recap, and then we're going to drop the link. We're going to talk about everything that's been going on. I want to know you all's thoughts on Miss Sheree backpedaling now. Thoughts on when you hit the panel on him showcasing Knox and the episode. Pink W said, I think he's using Knox in hopes of creating a brand for himself by trying, but it won't work. It definitely don't work. It ain't working now, it won't work. I agree. Okay, Louisiana, I'm reading yours and I had to sigh because yeah, she is better than me too in that area. Because the way they've treated her, I wouldn't do crap with or help those people. Well, and we'll get to that. K+8, her husband did what? I used to watch them too. Oh, thanks for saying that. I think I'm gonna do an internet search and see what they up to. But what did the husband do? Elizabeth, let me know. All right. One more comment. My narc hubby convinced my mama that I shouldn't divorce. I was done. And I told my mama, you marry him. I'm out. She eventually learned. I know that's right. You know, on the outside looking in, people always have suggestions and, you know. But yeah. Great point. I would have said the same thing to mine. It's going to backfire because he's always tried to include Knox as one of them, but this move further alienates him as not being an Eminem kid. Yeah, he's not an Eminem kid. He's an M&A kid. You know? And Martell, again, he thinks he's so suave and debonair that he can swoon people. People will never forget based on his actions, and I'm going to get to that when I get to my part of the recap as far as Mel's facial expression when he walked into that never coming back meeting. But I'm going to get to that. As long as he continues on the path that he's on, people will continue to feel the way that they feel about Martell. But let's go ahead and get into the recap, guys. And like I said, it's going to be quick because I will be dropping a video. So you guys know that, those that watched, the first scene was the end of Tiffany's baby shower. And Tiffany was in distress. A lot of people, for some reason, felt like Tiffany was faking. And I don't think so. I didn't think so last week, and I definitely didn't think so this week. I thought it was nice that Kimmy was there, but Kimmy, you know, as a nurse, but Kimmy stated she didn't have like her blood pressure machine and all of that to really, sorry about that, guys, to really, you know, assist Tiffany in that moment. Tiffany did not want to, you know, she didn't want the ambulance being called. And thankfully, Lou picked her up and took her on out of there. I just wonder, and I'm still confused, what got her to that point at the shower. So, you know, at one point she was walking around, she was greeting people, she was taking pictures and all of that. And they didn't show what it could have been that made her, you know, get into that condition that she was in. But again, I loved Big Lou in that scene. I know a lot of people, and I'm going to talk about Big Lou again in a minute. I know a lot of people not feeling Big Lou, but I like Big Lou. As a husband, I like Big Lou. The second scene, Marceau and Tisha breaking ground for whatever it is that they are building. I believe that may be the hotel site. I got two of my Huntsville people in the chat, And if you guys, when I drop the link, don't mind coming up, because I would like to know the status of that location. I'm wondering if it's still in the same condition that it was in when they went for that photo shoot. Because to me, that's exactly what it was. It was a photo op. And I'm not sure what's going on with Tisha. Tisha, and look, if you want to show your body, yaddy, is nothing wrong with it. I do think that there's a time and a place. So I would think, she had on that, what was it, pink or red dress, a little short, a little tight, a little revealing for that occasion. You couldn't put on a blazer and a pencil skirt and some stilettos. So I don't get it. Tisha is definitely out of her shell from what she was in when this show first started, because Tisha used to dress like a little grandma. So I get it. Nothing wrong again with being sexy, but I just feel like in that scene, that and her confessional almost looks like lingerie, if you ask me. But hey, you got it. Work it, do whatever. We also saw Gino in this scene, as well as his daughter. Now, you guys know at one point it was going around that, Gino was living in a trailer on the site. Allegedly, you guys know that I'm not there. I don't know. But his daughter looked like she was a pretty active daughter. And I wouldn't think that she would have her dad, if he's in that space, in his life, living in a trailer. But that's what was on the YouTube Streetz, child. But yeah, that was it for that scene. Again, to my Huntsville people, when I drop the link, come up and let me know if you've driven by that area, if it's still in that same condition. We'll probably be waiting for that just as long as bedrock. But what I do appreciate is a little bit, even if they're faking, at least they're trying to attempt to show something concerning them, and it's not what's been going on for the past couple seasons. Let's see here. The next scene was Mel meeting with her lawyer. We already know she was talking about the name change, but I'm so glad that she said this on camera. When she told her lawyer that, Martell was trying to get her phone records, and we've heard this, Martell wanted her passwords to all of her social media accounts, and he also wanted to know a list, or if it was more than one, of her romantic partners. Now, how controlling is that? How controlling is that? And it shows to me what we all believe, that the man is off his rockers when it comes to Mel, and he's possessive, because who would ask for your passwords? Why would he need that? Why would he need that? So they didn't specify if he was asking for, and no, it wasn't just the official Eminem Kids page, because she said all of her social media pages, including Twitter and Facebook. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. Let's see. Martell will begin to distance himself from the Eminem Kids simply because he is a nut, thinking the Eminem Kids didn't protect him by keeping his. Oh, you think so, Cynthia? By the time those kids become teenagers, they aren't going to be bothered with Martell. I agree. Because at a point, well, I can't even say that. I would hope that he would respect their wishes if they get to a point, even if they are still in high school, and they tell their mom, look, we don't want to go over there. I would hope he wouldn't force them. But misery loves company, and I think that Martell is willing to even make his children miserable by forcing them. But I do believe that, I hope that it's public. And when the day comes, I will make sure, God willing, to report on it. They are definitely going to resent that man. what he's doing is absolutely horrible as a dad, because there is no, oh, I wanted Knox out there, or he's okay to be out there, but not you guys. No. If you don't want your kids, that should include the last one as well. If you feel like social media is such a bad place, why would you want him on it? So yeah, he full of shit. Period. Trisha, you say I'm taking him back to court. It's not right or fair to the image. Exactly. That's what I said. Yeah, I would be. She got a lot, and to me, it's ironclad, based off of whatever moves that she can make, and hopefully she is making it. She got some concrete evidence, concrete, and that just shows how dumb he is. But let me get back to the recap real quickly. I discussed mail with the lawyer. So again, once I drop the link, you guys let me know about that. I'll also read comments of what you guys put in there. But the next scene was Martell meeting up with Miguel Wilson. And let me just say, it was a joke, especially when Miguel Wilson let him know his fee, $100,000 that Martell has to come up with for a suit line. Yeah, Martell better stick to modeling somebody else's suits. He said that he don't let the suits wear him. He wears the suits. But I don't think Martell got my opinion. This is alleged, whatever we want to say. I don't think Martell got 1,000. I'll bump it up to 10,000. 10,000. Less known, $100,000 to pay that man for a suit line. I also don't think that he has the following of, if he does decide to launch a line, I don't think he has the following to recoup that money if he does have it to put in to the line. But a crap a mess. Again, Mr. Martell just doing him. Let's see. The next scene was Tiffany and Big Lou at home. I told you guys I love me some Big Lou, and I like messy Tiffany. But Lewis pulled on my heartstrings when he started crying. Now, a lot of people, hey, pretty brown eyes, a lot of people will, and I don't know why they do this to men, especially black men, but if a black man was to cry or show emotions, they attribute that to being weak, and I don't. I loved it. I loved it. All right, Stephanie, they just flagged one of your comments. You cannot put cuss words in the chat, Stephanie. But yeah, no woman should buy his stuff. But yeah, they flagged the comment. So please, type some characters or something else when you're trying to cuss, guys. But what did you guys feel about the scene with Tiffany and Big Lou? Tiffany needs to slow down, and she needs to listen. Now, for me, it seems like Tiffany felt like water, or her drinking water, would be the answer to her prayers. And like Lewis said, I think he said that she lost a feeling in her right arm. They had to rush you to the hospital, all of that, and you're still thinking about doing one more business meeting or whatever it is that she has to go to in Washington. I think that if I was Lewis, there's nothing wrong with moms, pregnant moms, and all of that, still wanting to work and continue life on as it is. But that was a big scare. And I'm curious to see if she's going to make that meeting or not. If I was Big Lou, I will put my foot down when it comes to that. Another thing, excuse me, let me sip some water, guys. Another thing that I loved in that episode was Lewis calling Marceau Betty Crocker. If he didn't hit that right on the head, he said Marceau is Betty Crocker because he's always in the mix. Give me 1 second, guys. Get out. Go. All right, I had to put them out. But yeah, that was so funny to me. Lewis has clocked Marceau. And he's absolutely right. Marceau is always up in everybody's business. That's why Marceau has been able to collect a check all these years by being in everybody's business. And I'm just glad to hear someone else other than Mel, because Mel has said it before. I'm glad to hear someone else say that. He's messy as hell, and he does need to mind his business. But yeah, um, just a recap to that. Tiffany definitely should stop being selfish and yeah, worry about all that other stuff after the baby. We do know the baby is here now, so hopefully she's back up and running. But yeah. Kelly, it was on last night. It was on Lifetime, so I'm sure they probably showing it again. The Mary J. Blige story. All right, Barbara, thank you so much for joining the Cutie Crew. I'm gonna let you know in advance, Barbara, we have some awesome lives. They're deep. It's a great sisterhood, and it's a couple brothers in there. Shout out again to MD Hill for winning the trivia question, and the 3 books that I ordered from Miss Vanessa was ordered and shipped to a shelter, I believe it was, in Baltimore. Yeah. So that was great. I was glad that she chose that as well, because that means that normally in places like that, they'll have the books in a certain little area and multiple children can read it. So I thought that was awesome. But thanks again, Barbara. And then let's get to this last scene, guys. I've been talking for 48 minutes almost. The last scene is the never, ever coming back group. Them meeting up. Now, before I get into the details of what I thought about it, I'm just going to say this made me hate Martell even more, because this is what this show was about. The comeback group, and although the meeting was delusional on the part of the Scots 1.0, but I love seeing them all in that element. And I say that I hate Martell because he messed that up as well. Even Martell, and I'll get to that in a bit, when he was defending, in a sense, why he thought that Mel should get paid. We have to admit, even though Mel was the leader of that team, we have to admit that Martell appears to be a tad bit brighter, if that's possible, in that element, as long as Mel is there. I think she wakes up something in him. I think she embedded something in him when it comes to their businesses and all of that they were running. But yeah, it upset me. I enjoyed seeing them in that scene, but it upset me because we know that because of Martell's actions and his kindness, that's the reason why it's the never ever coming back group. That's the reason why the show really has gone downhill. Not just by him, but by the cast members. But when it comes to the scene, it started off with Kimmy and Mel meeting up. They were first to arrive, and Kimmy was trying to get the info on Mel's love life, and Mel shut her down. She was not having it. What I felt that they mentioned that Tisha and Marceau is always late. And even Kimmy in this scene reminded me of the Kimmy from back in the day as well. Kimmy let it be known that she felt like it was disrespectful for Marceau and Tisha to be late. And she's right. How are you guys putting on something and you're late? What is it? What else did I want to say? When she told Mel, as far as them wanting to dissolve the comeback group, and Mel said something like, most people wanted to steer away from it. And Kimmy was like, well, yeah, most people was you, meaning Mel. And she did say she got why Mel wanted to steer away from the comeback group. And we know with what we do and what we're able to find out, she had valid reasons to dissolve that as well. But I'm still curious to see who all is still under that umbrella per se, because Kimmy mentioned that she's still paying taxes and all of that. So I wonder if that's all of them or not. So you guys, I guess, can let me know. Let me know in the comments or when I drop the link. Now let's get into real quick. Let me see, did I forget anything? No. Let's get into Mel's reaction to Martell. Because with these clips being posted on Instagram and all of that, I always make sure to go through the comments just to gauge how people are feeling. A lot of people was saying, like they always say, oh my goodness, she needs to get over it. Why does she have to look at Martell like this? Why does she have to let her whole mood and energy change? Let me, before I even say why, refresh a couple people's memory. Let's not forget how cordial Mel was with Martell when she went over to his house. She invited him to Destin, Florida. Then he went to Destin, Florida, stayed on her dime. She was able to be cordial with him. They cooking breakfast as a family, all that good stuff. So Mel was on the path to being able to film with Martell and not have to let him affect her mood. But when this was going on, this man was taking her to court for full custody. So yeah, I'm not turning that on and off. And I know behind the scenes, you're trying to take my kids from me. So yeah, you're going to get this stank face when you walk in. You know, that's just me. But yeah, so I got why she reacted to him like that. But I just also wanted to make it a point to say that she's been able to be cordial with him. The girl has tried to film with him, still trying, even in spite of that. Now, will that change? Like I said earlier, I don't know what power tool my husband is using out there in the garage. If you guys can hear it, I apologize. All I know is loud. But she's still trying to film with him. Will that change? I don't know. I think if Mr. Man would, with this revenge plot, that's a whole different level. Had that not been something that was real, I could see Mel getting to a point as long as Martell said, look, we just gonna co-parent. We don't have to have these courts involved. Yes, my kids can be posted on social media. The people love me. They got brands. We know these brands are going to be for their future, setting them up, college and all of that. I feel like if he was that type of person, yeah, she can film with him. Like she said, even when they were in Destin, I believe that's when they were in Destin, that at one point they could probably go on vacation together with their respective others or spouses. So, I just don't want people to think that Mel is just stuck in anger when it comes to Martell. She got every right. All right. But let's get into Tisha and Marceau trying to repurpose this damn comeback group. Number one, can somebody let Tisha know the difference in supporting someone and their brand and sponsorship? Because when she mentioned that, when Mel brought up that the mimosas with Melody and all of that, and how, she don't remember them reaching out to her to do anything and sponsor and all of that. And Tisha, in her whining voice, talked about how she went uninvited, might I add, how she went to one of Mel's events and she was escorted out. Yeah, you were escorted out because you weren't invited. And with you showing up, had Mel allowed Tisha to stay, that would have been you supporting her just by your presence, not sponsorship. So yeah, I just find it funny that, I don't know, I'm not buying it. Tisha being the leader of the pack. We know that previous seasons, it was Mel that was basically in the forefront, even when it came to the comeback group. We always saw Mel and Martell at the head of the table, all of that. So I'm not buying this with Tisha and Marceau. It's a big scam, period, because she mentioned that, yeah, we may have sponsors, but we're going to keep that money and donate it back. No, you're not. You're going to use that money for all these alleged lawsuits that you guys got. Mel is on a different level. Number one, they not cool like that. But with her being on a different level, with her having more supporters, more followers, more brands that we can see, we see what she's doing, then yeah, you got to pay me, period. And I did appreciate Martell in that moment. And that's hard for me to even say, but I did appreciate him basically checking Marceau, or attempting to, by letting him know, no, it's not greed. And I didn't like that because Marceau's ass think he's so slick. And he's always going to try to make Mel the bad guy, or make Mel the one that's wrong. And when he said that anybody that want to get paid is just greed, we know that Mel was the only one that mentioned, what's your fee, or what are you willing to pay. So in a sense, he was just calling her greedy, and Martell was able to see through that, thank goodness. But yeah, there's value in Mel, and there's value in what she brings to the table. I can guarantee you this: if Mel would have put it out there that she was going to be speaking at the Black S with a SES Expo, like Tisha say, if Mel would have put it out there on social media that, hey, I'm going to be speaking here, damn near the whole city of Huntsville probably would have showed up. She has more supporters than them. Why would I allow you to use that for your benefit and you're not willing to pay? So with us being able to see things in advance, we know that Mel basically did a walkthrough. She was in and out. She didn't get on that stage, at least not from what we've seen, and said anything. So she supported them by showing up, just like Tisha thought she was going to do by showing up to Mel's event where she got escorted out. What else? I think that's it. That's how it ended. It is going to be a part two, a to be continued. The previews for next week's episode. We got Ghetto, Stormy, and I'm sorry, Stormy. This is the reason why people, oh God, I'm trying to be nice, guys. But it was Ghetto. I don't know, was that Stormy's auntie, her mama, everybody ready to fight, if you ask me. They ready to come to blows. And it just does not fit in, if you ask me, with this episode. Like I said, I enjoyed this episode. I'm actually going to watch it again before I do my recap, because it reminded me of the earlier years of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So even though we had drama, even though we know that Mel and Martell was going through their own things, that was during the time that, she was trying to work on her marriage, forgave her husband. And so we were still able to see some of the business aspect. I don't think that they would ever be able to really get the core six, which is what they're calling it now, again, because of Martell. Because of Martell. As well as the shady dealings of the Scotts. Yeah, no, we've been hearing about too many lawsuits. Who would want to do anything business-wise? But great episode, guys. Like I said, I'm going to get ready and drop the link. I've been talking for an hour. So let me double check the likes. Right now we have 937 people watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're in the bushes, drop down and chit chat with us. And if you have not hit the like button, please hit the like button for me, guys. All right, and let's see. Oh my goodness, guys, we only have 442 likes. Now I'm gonna drop the link, but I don't want to pause a little bit. But can you guys hit the like for me? If you're in the chat, please hit the like. If you're in the bushes, please hit the like button for me. We're about to get down to the nitty gritty now. And I know my panel, when they come up, got a lot to say. We are going to start with the Huntsville happenings with the panel first, which would be Martell Whip Knox, Sheree backpedaling, Mel's name change, all of that. So I did drop the link, guys. I'm going to go ahead and pin it. If you want to join me on the panel, please hit the link. And we have 109. Okay, that must be real early on. Where is that at? Okay, let me scroll down to some comments while I get prepared. I got a couple people backstage. I see my sissy. Renata, I didn't even see you in the chat. I'm glad you're here, sis. All right, hold on. I'm going to put this up for Renata, because where you been, girl? Where you been? All right, Pretty Brown Eyes.
Hi, Queen.
Hey, Pretty Brown Eyes. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well.
That's good. That's good. Thanks for joining me. We got Red Ann. Red Ann, hey.
Hey, how you
Hey,
doing?
Red Ann. I was hoping you joined me, Red Ann, because I need to know once I remove the banner and all of that, or the overlay, I need to know about that site if you've seen it. But let me get everybody else up. All right, we got Renata.
Hello.
Hey, sissy.
Point of order.
What's going on? Look, you know what? I dropped through Carson's the other night.
I'm gonna let you let everybody up, and then I have to say something about that real quick before we get started.
Okay, because I dropped in, but I worked 10-hour days, child, and we did a 4.5-hour live. So I think I was there for about 10 minutes, and that's about it. But we'll get to it. Let me add up a couple more people. LaDawn, hey LaDawn.
Hey guys, hey Chit Chat.
Hi.
Thanks.
Hello, sis.
Hello. All right, Elsa 1, you're gonna have to drop down and try to come back up. It says your device is not connected. All right. Let's see. Cheryl Howard.
Hi, Chit Chat. Hi,
Hey,
ladies.
Cheryl. How
Hi,
are you?
ladies.
Hey Cheryl.
Hey, how y'all doing? Hi, Chit
Miss you,
Chat.
Cheryl.
Hey,
I
Cousin
missed y'all
Cheryl.
too.
All
Especially
right,
Chit
we got
Chat.
a couple more people, guys. Give me one quick second. Elizabeth Holmes. Hey, Elizabeth.
Hey,
Hi,
everybody.
Hi.
Hey
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Hello.
How you doing, Elizabeth? You good?
Yes, I'm doing pretty good. Thank you.
That's good. That's good. All right, and we got Bad Apple. Hey, Bad Apple.
Hey, ladies, how y'all doing?
Good.
Hey Bad Apple.
Well,
Hey.
Hey.
All right, and let's
That's
see
good
here.
apple.
Yeah, I hate calling them a bad apple, but I'm
yes, I know.
It's all right. I'm the
Okay.
bad apple of my family, but other than that, I'm cool.
Okay.
I'm good outside of my family.
All right, not a problem. All right, now let's see here. We got Jess Justified. Hey, Jess.
Hey there.
Are you there, Jess?
Hey there.
Hello, hello, hello. All right, and we got Z Friend G. Hey, Z.
Hey girl, hey.
Hey.
Hey Z.
Okay, Z.
Hey girl, this is my first time.
Who said that? This your first time? Jess?
It was me, Z Frenchie.
Oh, Z Friend G.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, Z. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, now
I've been in
before
the
we get
bushes
to
forever, but like I be getting nervous and everything. But cause I think I took notes so I could.
Wait, hold on, Z. Hold on, Z. We going into a particular order. So just hold on to your thoughts. I'm definitely gonna get to them, okay?
Okay.
All right, so just chill out on the panel with us. All right, now before we get to the Huntsville happenings, Renata, what is it about Carson Blues live that you wanted to say quickly?
Let me no, it's nothing about her life, but let me just say this. If y'all don't know, I know y'all know. Pink Diva and Chit Chat, when I tell y'all, you cutie crew members, y'all came over there and blessed that girl and showed out. Y'all dropped cash apps, stickers. I mean, the girl was almost in tears.
Oh,
She shouted us out all night.
oh, the cutie crew was representing. Yeah,
Y'all showed up and showed out.
yeah, the cutie crew was
Wow.
in the house. Now I did catch part of that. And I saw that, she I had to say my crew over here representing. We had just finished our members only and we all went over there. But I always make sure to show my support to content creators with cash apps and all of that.
Yeah.
It's
But it
just
was
an
just
extra.
beautiful, sister. It was
Yeah.
beautiful to see what we
Uh,
represent over here. And it
right.
was beautiful, and she felt it, and she was just so happy. She was so
That's
excited. She was like,
good.
"Oh my God, these are some of my first super stickers." And she was just so excited, like a little kid in the camp, like it was so
Right.
sweet to see.
Yeah, I wish I could have stayed.
I knew you wasn't gonna stay. I knew you and Pink Diva,
Girl,
and I
I,
hadn't planned on staying either. Me and Bless was up there, and Aunt Debbie. I think Aunt Debbie's the one kept me and Blessed up because we was half falling asleep.
yeah, no, I couldn't do it, child. Like I said, I worked 10 hours and then was on live with you guys for 4.5.
Yeah,
That was my limit. But I'm glad the part that I did catch was really good. I did enjoy the first young lady that was speaking, and
yeah.
then I caught part of her husband when he came up, and that was I may have to go back and finish watching
Okay.
because that was a good
It was Chit
discussion
Chat.
that they were having.
I
So
saw some of your comments, Chit Chat, and you was engaging a little bit. Some of that. Yeah, that's the topics she picked would be very good topics. It'd
yeah,
be very
yeah.
good topics.
Yeah, I'll go back and watch it for sure. But yeah, that was good as far as her,
Yeah,
sometimes it can be a much as far as, it kind of reminded me of what Kimmy was talking about last week as far as faking it.
yeah,
So we'll discuss that a little later. But
yeah,
yeah, I'm glad that the cutie crew showed her some support. I like Carson. I
yeah. I do too.
but
Nice young lady, her and her husband.
yeah,
Nice people. From genuinely, you can feel it when you talk to them. And the
right.
kids is so sweet. She introduced us to her sons. It's just so sweet.
Yeah, yeah. It was a really nice live. So I'll go back and watch it, but I was tapped out.
I know you was.
All right, guys, we gonna get started though. Uh, Thank you guys so much for joining me to the panel. We got Pretty Brown Eyes, Red Ann, Renata, LaDon, Cheryl Howard, Elizabeth Holmes, Bad Apple, Z Frenchie, and Just Justified. So we are going to go in order. I'm sorry, Pretty Brown Eyes. First,
Yes,
we're going
ma'am.
to start with just the happenings. So that is Martell and Knox, Sheree backpedaling, and Mel's name change. Let's try to keep it to 3-4 minutes max, guys, so everybody can discuss, and then we can get into the discussion of the episode. What are your thoughts,
Okay.
Pretty Brown Eyes, about with that
Just
baby?
about just about
Me.
that stuff. Um,
Yeah, we're
I
gonna
want to
come back
say
to
I
the
want to say no comment because Mama say if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. But what I will say is he has a lot of nerve to block his children that were conceived within his marriage only to promote the child that was not.
uh-huh.
And it's like he's trying to make that child happen. And I just don't believe anyone is going to support the father or the second son. That's just my opinion. As far as Sheree backpedaling, I'm wondering what took her so long because everyone had been telling her that he wasn't poop from the beginning. And I guess she had to hold on to that storyline to, until I guess she doesn't need to hold on to the storyline anymore. So she went on ahead and admitted that she was a fool. But I think deep down she liked him. I really do.
I do too.
I think she really liked him. And I think that if he tried to sweet talk her, he can get right back in with her because she just seemed that silly and pressed for a man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the last subject that you was talking about, as far as Melody and her name change, I'm so happy that she's finally able to do it. And I think that she's going to go ahead and secure changing her name to Rogers before she puts the wood to Martell for, the other things, as far as taking him back to court
Oh,
and revisiting those
absolutely.
sanctions and everything. So,
Yeah,
everybody we just got to sit tight. I know it's making everybody mad seeing the stuff that he's doing, but I think everything that he is doing is going to backfire on him, because the entire premise of him even bringing her to court in the first place, he's violated everything that he took her to court for. He has randoms watching, being around the children. We've counted 3, 4 women just watching social media,
hmm,
So, and then if you don't want your children on TV, but then I just saw a flashback where the book signing, he was saying, how much he wanted them on TV and how much it would have been a good experience for them to be there for the book signing and whatnot. So he's just really upset that he can't profit from them.
Huh?
Oh, and finally, I think that he wanted her passwords and all of that so that he could damage her. I think he would have probably released that, X tape on her account, and probably try to go in and tarnish her name with any vendors or any people that were wanting her to promote for them, to tarnish her image and
yeah,
lock her out of her account so that she couldn't make money and advertise in that manner. Because I mean, let's just face it, Melody makes more money on Instagram every month
yeah,
just for posting than she does on the
Right
show.
now.
So if
right.
he had access
I'm
to
doing
her,
YouTube.
Somebody, I'm not sure who that is. Somebody talking to somebody in the background.
A
Please
turn
mute.
coming up.
I
okay.
think Z
Well,
French.
just I'll just say this real quick so you can go to the next one. But I just think that he went it rang a bell to him and pretty much the others, that this lady is really dipping and doing and making money on social media. So for him to want her passwords and all of that, he wanted that so that he could tarnish that and stop her from making money. He can't
Yeah,
stand the fact that she left him, and then she left him the way she found him.
sure did.
And he doesn't have an original thought, an original anything. She pretty much laid his clothes on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the only thing that he probably added to that outfit was those Django neckties,
Right.
looking stupid. But other than that, no one's going to support him. And I'm just rooting for her to hurry up and get her name changed. When she changed her name officially Saturday and have the going away party, Monday morning, I want her to be down to the courthouse 5 o'clock.
Right. Yeah, and I agree with you with that. And we definitely gonna get into more of the passwords and all that mess when we get to the discussion of the episode. But she'll definitely make sure that she's Rogers, because that's another court case. So we know that even with her lawyer specifying that some things couldn't be done, even the name change couldn't be done with an active court case. I don't see her going into that, you know what I mean, under Holt, because that would
Right.
be another active court case. Um,
And that's
point.
going to hurt him more than anything when she changes her name. Because remember when she came out and Carlos introduced her as Melody Cherie, and he was looking at her, Holt, Holt, Holt,
Uh-huh.
Holt. That's the last thing that
That
she
he
would
won't.
be absolutely done with him. That's
Yep.
going to crush him.
Great point. I totally agree. That's why I made sure to put that in that video yesterday, because it was him who said hold. As far as him trying to make knots happen, I don't even think he's trying to do that, Pretty Brown Eyes. He's trying to hurt Mel.
Well,
That's just
he's definitely hurting Mel. Well, trying to hurt Mel or an attempt
trying
to
to.
hurt Mel. But I think the only person that's going to be hurt from that is actually Knox in
It's
the
gonna
long
be him
run,
and not
because
daddy.
his siblings are not going to want anything to do with him, or the dad for that matter. In my opinion, they're not going to want to. And then on top of that, The only people that are actually making a coin off that are y'all, reporting on it. They're too dumb to even capitalize off of him, because there's nothing that I think that he can promote that anyone would buy. I'm just saying, I don't think that anyone would buy it. And just like with the T Squad and the different Canvas Beauty and all the other ventures that they have going, no one is really supporting them. Yeah, they'll get in the comments and argue with a millimeter, but
Right.
the millimeters actually support in the comments. We support at the bank. We support watching the show, and we support her fully. They
Yeah.
only support when it comes to talking trash and trashing her on social media. But
Right.
even that makes her money, not them.
Right. And it's unfortunate. Great points, Pretty Brown Eyes. It's
Hmm.
unfortunate that that child was born to the parents that he was born to, because of them at this stage in his life. I'm not wishing any harm on the child and hope he grow up to be great. It is what it is. But as far as them trying to capitalize when it comes to him, they are the head of him. And his mama don't have a good track record, nor does the dad. So it's not going to happen. But great points. We're going to definitely swing back around to you, Pretty
Of
Brown
course, of course.
Let's get to Red Ann real quickly. Bad Apple put in the back chat that remember Martell said he wanted a YouTube channel for his kids. He definitely did. And now he don't want the kids on social media. So yeah, he a mess. But let me acknowledge, thank you, Tree W, for the super sticker. And also thank you, Toya, for becoming a member of the Cutie Crew. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Red Ann, what are your thoughts on the Huntsville happenings? Now we got Martell with Knox, we got Sheree backpedaling, and we got the name change. And also, Red Ann, have you driven past the site in question?
I have.
Is it still in the same condition?
Pretty much.
I knew it.
Yeah, it looks like they were looks like they were laying some gravel or something down. But as far as like a foundation and all that kind of stuff, none of that's coming up. I mean, it's moving like really slow. And I mean, you see apartments and things popping up like so quickly around there, but this is moving really slow.
I figured it. Before you get started, Red Ann, hey Maritha. Hey sis. All right. Red Ann, what are your thoughts on this social media page for do you think it's vindictive of Martell? Do you think he has ulterior motives?
Of course. Of course. I mean, he has such disdain for Melody at this point because she actually left. And that's something that he just can't get over. Despite him and his dirt, and it's almost like it's like he wants her to forget that he created a whole nother human being while he was married. And for him to think that she's supposed to just forgive him and get over that is just, it's asinine. I just don't understand it. It's just control, just absolute control. Yeah. I have nothing to say about Sheree.
Nothing about Sheree, huh?
No.
What do you think about the Rogers last
I love it.
change celebration?
I love it. I mean, it doesn't surprise me because she always turns lemons into lemonade. So she always, always does positivity, and and that's something that he can't take. He just can't take it. God doesn't bless miss. So anything that Martell tries to do, it's not going to be blessed. It's not going to prosper. It's not going to go anywhere, amount to any type of generational wealth for him.
Mhm.
And it is what it is. That's something that he's just absolutely going to have to face. And until he comes and truly ask Melody for forgiveness and ask then God to forgive him and truly want to change and do what needs to be done to change, he's just going in circles. He's just going to be going in circles.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
know what? There was a glimmer of hope, like I said, when it in regards to that Destin, Florida trip. And I saw that
Um.
Mel realizes we are going to be in each other's lives. She realized that. And it was an olive branch that was extended, and I really enjoyed them in that scene at his home, and just the thought of them being able to go on vacation and co-parent successfully, peacefully, all of that. So when you say ask for forgiveness, I do excuse me, I do believe at that point he had it, but I think that he's done so much now that I don't think she'll ever be able to forgive him again. I just don't.
I one, I don't. Um, I didn't like the Destin trip. I mean,
You
the
did not.
kids, I didn't. Mm-mm.
Why?
The kids loved it because they saw their parents in the same place and in a good space. And yeah, it was something that Melody was definitely, trying to foster and show the kids, just because we're divorced doesn't mean that we can't be together. We still love you guys. Um, he just he just didn't respect it because you still invited uninvited people.
Yeah.
So
I'm talking
no, it's like you give him an inch, he takes a mile. He just does not know his boundaries at
right.
all. And I really and truly believe that until those children become adults, and I can't say even when they become adults because my children are adults and their father is still acting crazy. So I don't know. I just absolutely don't know what it's going to take for that man to just leave her alone so she can be happy and live a peaceful life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe if the show goes off, maybe if the show goes off and, we all know that, we watch the show because we want to support her because she says, watch the show. But I would absolutely love to see her and, because originally they had pitched the show as a real estate show. And I've watched several shows about real estate. You don't see a lot of African American couples on some of these other channels doing like house flips and real estate and things like that. It's a very prosperous, you know, um, career. And I just really think that Carlos just bamboozled them and changed the name and and it just kind of went left. I mean, she ultimately, yes, wanted to be on television, but maybe she can go that route now, as far as real estate. But I just think she just needs to get away from this entire cast, Carlos,
Gotcha.
Huntsville. Just get away from it all.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I do believe that she's tied to Huntsville. I don't believe that she can move. I hate that for her. But like I said, again, I don't want to say that. I just feel like after the Destin trip, and I get what you're saying as far as him inviting Marcel and Tisha. I get that he even was a little overboard when it came to him demanding that they have dinner together and all of that.
Hmm.
I think
Hmm.
in his mind, Martell is not too bright, in my opinion, and I think that he just felt like he was back. But the whole point of the trip is what I'm talking about that I like because who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want to be able to be cordial, be able to
Oh yeah, absolutely.
with your ex and all of that? So,
But
she
he's
may,
not there.
yeah, right.
He's not there. She's
Exactly.
healed.
Yeah, exactly.
When
So,
she's gotten to that point where she's doing her healing. She's
yeah. And at
seeking
that point,
counseling.
right. And at that point, though, she was open to the point of just being cordial.
Yeah.
That would have been to his benefit for their parenting relationship, their
Right.
working relationship, and
Right.
everything else. So Martina
Right.
is the cause of damn near everything that's went down the
Right.
drain.
And that's the thing. It could be good one day, and then the very next day it could,
Right.
you know, you
Yep.
could just be back at zero. And
Yep.
that up and down is just emotionally draining. So
Yeah.
I get it when she says, she needs to pull back and, just, just let everything go
Right.
and get all of that off of her. I completely understand that because
Mm.
it can really be draining. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
But
she
thank you.
tried and she's done.
Hmm.
We
Yeah.
do know that he sent her the picture after Destin, and we know that he filed for custody after Destin. So yeah,
Right.
I doubt if she'll ever get back to that. But great
Correct.
points, Red, and we definitely gonna swing back around to you. Let's
Yep.
go ahead. I'm sorry, Red, and did you have something else that you want?
No, I was gonna say maybe she can do a promo code about her uh taking back going back to her original name or something.
Oh, yeah, that would be a good idea.
That'll be nice.
I'm
Take
sure she'll come up
take
with
me back.
something. Uh-huh.
No, not maybe not take me back. No. Mm-mm.
Reclaiming or something
Yeah,
like
reclaim. Yeah,
that.
something like that. Yeah.
I'm sure she's
Or
gonna
just
come.
the code MSR.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Mm.
That's true. Good
Thank
idea.
you.
Drop
Thank
it in
you.
our DM. Drop it in our
Yep.
DM on Instagram.
Thank you.
You are welcome. All right. Next up, we're gonna go to LaDawn. After LaDawn, we're gonna go to next up, we're going to Renata, and after Renata, we're going to LaDawn. Renata, what are your thoughts on Martell posting Baby Knox, Sheree backpedaling, Mel's name change, all of that good stuff?
Well, I kind of want to yield my time back to Red End because I have two questions, but I want to start off with the quote of the great Nene Leach: "You never win when you play dirty."
Period.
Okay, so go ahead and post that, baby. Go on and do what you doing, because you still cannot stop the destiny and the plan of God for them children's life, Martell. No matter how much you try, no matter how much you scheme and scam, you and Ariane, you cannot stop God's plan for them children's life. That's point.
Renata, as a mom, though, would you fight to
Oh,
get your kids
good.
back on
Let me
social
tell you
media?
something. Oh, she fighting, and I agree with Pretty Brown Eyes when she said, I believe it's Pretty Brown or it could have been Red In, when one of them said that she's just doing the change of the name first, and then she's gonna go to court because you can't, because if you
Yeah,
go down with
that's counterproductive.
yeah, so it's kind of so she's gonna do it then. Oh yeah, I believe in my heart she's not gonna let this slide. So with Martell, he's not smart. So she just let him hang himself because he's not that intelligent when it comes to things. Because see, when he does things, he does it out of emotions, and he's doing it out of his emotional state. And then he think that he's hurting her, but in the end, all he is doing is giving her the evidence for what she needs. So he's just hanging himself. Now, the two questions that I have for Red Ann is, this does have something to do with Huntsville happenings, but maybe not about the people that's on him. Can you give us an update on Devin Keith and his destiny still in the Barracks house? Red Ann, oh, she gone.
I
She
think she
just
dropped.
dropped.
I think she just dropped.
Oh,
Those are some good questions, too.
Red Ann, if you still around, come back if you can. I really want to know, because we did see the moving truck up at Madani, but I want to know if the moving truck is going to LeBarrett's house too. So I don't know. And Sheree, y'all is a mess. And Sheree is only backpedaling now because she don't want to look stupid to say, "Oh yes, that's my man," when he's sitting up there ain't even claiming you. So of course she's going to check. Oh, I'm just having fun. We're just dating. We're just having fun. So, if it was just we're just dating and having fun, well, when Tiffany asked you those questions, why was you trying to buck at Tiffany, shoot at Tiffany? Oh, you cheated too. So you don't want to be embarrassed. So that's what that's about. We
So
already know it's fake.
You don't think that the revenge pee and all that stuff being revealed played a part in her
I
back?
don't even. Sheree not that swift. I don't even think she really believed that.
Really?
Sheree ain't swift. She was more concerned that he wasn't claiming her. And now with all this stuff coming out with Belinda and them, and with Candy and them probably telling her in the ear, see, we was trying to tell you that he was dating somebody else out here. We was trying to tell you, but you don't want to listen. But right now she can't come out and say, oh, I'm no longer going to deal with him, because she's trying to keep the storyline up, because she's trying to keep her job at Bravo, because she's not, they let her go, Bravo let her go in and out. You know what I mean? Right. And now with Kim trying to buy to get back in, she better keep her storyline, because with all that Kim got going on, they might give Kim her peach.
And is.
Yeah, because Kim got a lot going on.
Yeah. Yeah, Kim will definitely be back on Real Housewives.
Yeah. So, he can post baby nunks, let him get all his little shine. He going to get no problem. Mel is going to handle this. God is going to make sure. Martell better stop playing. He better really stop playing with Melody and God's, because she's God's anointed. And he done told the people, now he done said it in his word, don't touch my anointed and do my prophets no harm. Me keep on telling folks, but you just keep on. Martell, you're gonna cause God to have to sit you down, for real, sit you down. Stop doing what you're doing. Stop hurting your kids. You know what, sister? You made a great comment. I believe he hate Mel so much that he would hurt them kids just to get at Mel.
Yeah, he hate her more than he loves them.
Yeah.
I believe that with everything. When you said that, it just really struck a chord with me.
Mm-hmm.
You hate this woman so much, or jealous and envious of her for all her success after leaving you. She's probably worth more, even worth more now than when she was with you, and you are so upset. Who goes to court and asks for some of their children's profit? Let me tell y'all something real quick. I had a good girlfriend of mine back in the days. Her children's father was, in the streets. He used to sell, what, and so I remember a time she had lost her job or whatever, and she had to get on public assistance. They helped her pay her housing, get all that, whatever she had to do. And so she was telling him, well, you know what? So they don't come after you, for child support or nothing like that. You get on my grant too. And he said, let me tell you something. He said, I will stand on these corners every day and sell, before I get on somebody's welfare grant, on your grant, to take care of my kids. You do when you're a man, and I'm not saying that's right what he was doing, but what I'm saying, when you a man, you gonna do what you got to do for your children,
right? Okay,
to make sure that they are all right. Martell, you want to eat off your children's plate after snatch the plate from them. Now you want to eat off they had a white plate. Now they sitting on a gold plate. Now you want to snatch the gold plate so they can't eat. Martell, go have a seat. I'm so sick of talking about him. I know he gonna be in the news and we talk, but I'm gonna honestly tell you, I'm so sick of talking about him.
Yeah,
I'm so sick of talking about. But let me tell you one more thing, and then then you can go, sister, to the next person. That Kimmy in this episode, Kimmy, you better bring back the old Kimmy.
She brought it, didn't she?
Kimmy was looking at Tisha and them like they was fool crazy. Mm-hmm. Okay, she was checking them left and right.
Yes, she was.
I said, go ahead. You know what? Do it seem to me? Do it seem? Is it me, or is it or am I just do y'all see it, or am I just dreaming? Do it seem like Mel and Kimmy are really like for real friends?
I think
I think Kimmy didn't even go in for the kill. Kimmy didn't go all the way in.
No, I think that Kimmy is, I think they have the ability to be cordial, but as far as friends,
no.
it's still that guy. She's a Scott.
She's a Scott. Yeah. At the end of the day,
y'all still not trusting Kimmy.
Right.
No.
At the end of the day.
Look, that's why she didn't share with her any information about, couples pillow talk.
Yeah.
So, if I share with Kimmy about my man, Kimmy may tell Maurice. Maurice gonna tell Marcel. Marcel gonna tell Tisha. They all gonna tell Martell. So
yeah.
Scott, it won't be a true friendship.
So do you think if she wasn't married to Maurice, that they could have been great
I
friends.
think so.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
you think the
Yeah.
problem is because she's married to a Scott?
Yeah.
Yep. She
Okay.
got to stay. She got to stay in with the family, regardless of anything else. It's family first,
Yeah.
Okay.
And she got to
regardless of how
continue
she
being the
feel.
phone collector.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
But I did enjoy her, Renata, just like you said. I
Yeah,
enjoyed her.
I enjoyed her.
Oh yeah.
See some Kimmy from the past.
We was like,
And
I was like, get it, Kimmy.
Well,
Red Ann is back, Renata.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Red Ann. Oh, wait a minute.
Red
Red
Ann is
Ann's
back.
back. Can I ask her my 2 questions, sister?
Yeah, ask her, and then we're gonna get to LaDon. But real
Okay,
quick,
LaDon, I'm sorry. Can I ask?
hold on, Renata.
Oh.
Before you go, let me just say this. I hope that this is a question that somebody could ask Martell on the platform, maybe Carlos at the reunion. Exactly what I said. Because if you love your kids more than you hate Mel, guess what? You wouldn't hurt Mel.
Come
So
on in
I
here.
want somebody to ask, do you hate her more than you love your kids? And I'm curious to
Now,
see if
Chit Chat, you know that man. You know Carlos is not gonna ask Sugar Plum with
I just
that
put them in
question.
the atmosphere.
Yes,
Sugar
and if he
plum.
did, he would
Jealous of
not. He
all
would
of them.
say.
His children.
He would definitely say,
Not
"I
sugar
don't
plum.
hate Mel. Y'all know I don't
Sugar
hate Mel."
plum.
Right, because the cameras will be rolling. But that's a legit question and is something that he should really ponder because it shows you hate her more than you love your kids. But let me let Renata finish so we can move on to LaDon. And then we just gonna proceed after LaDon. We'll go to Cheryl Howard. She was next.
Red Ann, did you hear my 2 questions for you?
I didn't. It kicked me
Okay.
out. I'm
I was
sorry.
yielding my time to you like I like Auntie Maxine. But I'm reclaiming my time now. But hold on. The 2 questions I have for you was, what's an update on Devin Keith if you have any, and is Destiny still in LeBerg's house?
I I hadn't heard anything on Devin Keith. I mean, I can try to find something out, but I mean, I know he's been working hard on like some of his projects, homes and stuff like that, trying to stay busy. That's pretty much all I've heard.
Okay.
And I don't know anything about Destiny still in LeBeric's house.
Oh, okay.
I do know his mom. I'll find out.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, I'll find out. I can find out.
Those are my 2 questions.
Yeah.
All right, and Renata, I do have an answer for you. I just looked it up. So I don't have to share it. I'll just tell you guys. Well, let me share it real quick. Give me 1 second. What happened?
Okay.
Hold on, guys. Before we move on, let me do this. I want to do that. 1 second. What the heck? I'm sorry, y'all. All right. Now let me go back to stream. We do have an update with Devin Keith. StreamYard is tripping tonight. What's going on?
They are.
Hold on, guys. All right. So here. Yeah, it's like moving crazy. All right. Is this it? Okay, here we go. Oh, it looks like
You're breaking up.
28. So we do know that we at 9.
Sister, you breaking.
Can you guys hear me?
No.
Okay, hold on.
I can hear you.
Hold on.
You were breaking up.
You're good now, I think.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, the bars are going back up. Okay, you guys can hear me?
I hear you.
My bars.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Did we lose?
But she done went all the way
Went
now.
all the way out now.
Mm-hmm.
Did we? Oh, we lost her. Okay.
She might can drop down and drop back up.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Auntie Marita.
Hey,
Auntie
everybody.
Hey.
Good evening.
Hey, Sister
Yeah.
Pink.
Hey, y'all was going off, man. It was getting good.
Go on.
Marita, how are you feeling?
I am good. I'm telling you, today was a beautiful day. It was amazing today.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, his court is moved to June 28th, 2023.
His
Well,
what?
His
they
trial
quick to
date.
bring him up, but some of these other people around here, you won't hear nothing else about it.
Mm.
And you know,
You
and
guys
we
let
was
me know if you
and
can
we
hear me. You guys
yes.
We can
hear
hear
me?
Yes.
you. We can hear. I can hear you.
Okay, I'm back real quickly. I'm gonna move on in case I get cut off. But yes, they rescheduled it to June 28th. So he went to court May 9th and they rescheduled it.
Okay.
So that was based off of his lawyers. I think they wanted a continue. All
Okay.
right. Okay. We were at Ladon, correct?
Yes.
Are we at Ladon?
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead, Ladon.
So, all right. So, what was the first question?
The
What's
You
your
know that
child.
let me say real quickly, and then the people that I missed will swing back too. We're just gonna talk. So you guys say what you want. There's a lot of people trying to get up stage. So you can speak on anything, Ladon. Martell with
All right.
Knox, name
Yeah,
change, all that.
Martell and Knox, I think is wrong. Yeah, he is trying to get under Mel's skin, but that's just low. You know, he's wrong. I hope Mel does what everybody said about, first change the name and then bring him back to court. I would not let it go. You know what I mean? At all, especially when the Eminem kids are YouTube kids. They were brought to us that way. We grew to love them that way. This is a part of their business. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about him taking the pictures and showing them with the love child. Um, as far as Kimmy, I don't trust Kimmy. Kimmy's she's staying on the fence. I get it, but I just wish she would be a little more honest as far like woman to woman as far as Tisha when it came with the money and stuff. She should have spoke up more. Um so I didn't really see her for that. But I am here for Kimmy. Kimmy can stay. Um as far as Martell and his suits, I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. I think it's just another thing he's grabbing at.
You think he got the 100K?
No.
No. I think he is either he's just the face or he got a smaller deal.
Yeah.
I don't think he's not that bright to make those kind of moves.
Mm-hmm.
Even Tisha, she's another one that's not that bright. People get degrees online. People get degrees inside the classroom. You could teach a dog how to do things. You know what I mean? But everybody's not a leader or a boss. And you can teach her a million things. She's not boss material. She doesn't have a brain of her own. And Marceau is just a swindler. He just fast talk and he always wants somebody else's brain. He'll put up a little bit of money, you'll put up the most, and he'll be the face because he think he got the gift of gab, to carry the business. He's a good faker, good faker. He'll be around a room full of people that got all these credentials and he'll be the one that don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? But talk like he do. So that's how I feel about them. That meeting was bull crap. Him insulting them, saying that they're greedy people. Nope, you're a thief, and we ain't cool like that. I don't trust you, and I don't trust what you're doing. You know, I'm sure Mel donates time free. She don't pay for everything she does for people. You know what I mean? But you got to believe in it. And if you don't believe in it, then let's make the money. If not, then do what you got to do for your cause.
Right.
So,
Great point, LaDon. What do you think about Tisha basically saying she decided that no one would get paid, and we know it was Marceau
That's what I mean. She's a liar. She don't have a
Mhm.
she knows better than that. But then for her to say the y'all people ain't getting paid, but we will pay others is even more of a slap in the face. Like you don't know my worth. Stop it, girl. You know Melody Cherie's worth. You don't want to say it out your mouth, but you know it. You know it. It's
Yeah,
undeniable.
right. The key point is Mel knows her worth, which means
That's right.
I'm not participating if you're not paying me.
That's
You know what
right.
I mean? So yeah, what did you think, real quick, Ladon, before we go to Cheryl? What did you think about Marcel saying that the person that wants, he didn't say the person, anybody that want to get paid is greed? What do you think about the shade that he threw at Mel?
He's a hater. That's coming from a broke person, a person that they ain't got it like that. That's why, that's coming from a broke person. You know, kind of remind me of my daughter when she said she would let somebody smack her and she'll just call the cops. I said, well, I kind of get it coming from your standpoint because you're a punk. So I get it, but I ain't no punk. Your mama ain't no punk. I ain't letting nobody smack me. You know what I mean? So I get it coming from him. He's a hater. He wanted to try to dig, but you're not because you're sitting in front of a boss, a queen, and she's gonna hold hers and she ain't gonna bend. So all that ain't saying nothing. She ain't gonna say, she ain't gonna be like Tisha and them would do. Okay, well, I'm gonna do it just so I don't have that name on me. Who cares what you think? So what? Whatever.
Mm-hmm. Great points, Ladon. You know I agree with you.
All right.
Cheryl Howard.
Hello, Chit. Hello, Chit Chat. How you doing?
Hey, Cheryl.
Hey, beautiful ladies. How y'all doing?
Hey, Cheryl.
Good. Hi. Hi. Look, Martel's a man, and he's doing his son Knox an injustice. He don't realize that right now because he's a baby. But when another 16 years down the road, when he's have to sit on the sideline and watch the Eminem kids prosper, they're living in condos, they're driving the best cars, they're living their best life. This young man, one day he'll be a young man, and he's gonna have to always struggle to keep up with the Eminem children because of Martel. Martel had put him in a real bad spot because he's gonna always wonder, why can't I go on the same vacations they go on? Why can't I drive the car that Tank drive? Why can't I live the way Tank and Mariah and Boss Baby and Malia's living? Why can't I live like that? So right now it's okay because he's a baby, but he will grow up. Martel gonna lay down one day and wake up. He'll be 16 in high school, and he's gonna have to struggle. He's gonna always feel like the underdog. But he's so obsessed with Melody, he's not stopping to think the damage that he's gonna do to Knox. When Knox have to sit back and watch and just on the sideline watch them prosper. These are children of generational wealth. Then he gonna want to know why he's not in the best college. Why is he struggling? Why do his siblings have more than he has? What is Martel gonna say then? Why are you still obsessing over a woman? Here it is, 16 years later, you're still obsessing over this woman. Knox might end up resenting Martel. In my opinion, allegedly, and in my opinion. This is my opinion. I stand 10 toes down on this. He's doing this baby an injustice. I don't have nothing against Knox. He's a baby. He's innocent. He didn't ask to come here. But what I'm saying is, why put your baby? It's the way he brought him into the world. That's my thing. And he's gonna always play second fiddle.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying about Martel. He's so obsessed with Melody. He's not stopping to think what's gonna happen with Knox 16 years from now. And he's gonna grow up. So what is he gonna say? He has two effed up parents. That baby don't stand a chance if Martel and Arion is raising him. He don't stand a chance. He's gonna always struggle. He's gonna always be the underdog to the Eminem children.
Yeah.
They're well mannered, they're smart, they're creative. He's gonna always be on the sidelines, but Martel don't think about that. His whole thing is, I gotta get back at Melody. I need to get back at her because she left me. not thinking that he's going to destroy, and then the Eminem kids are going to isolate him too eventually at the rate he's going. So, it's just crazy. I
Yeah.
just feel, it's just bad that, I mean, because Knox is innocent. So, but he don't think about that. And the Eminem kids are going to definitely be doing better than him.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to live in the best homes and everything else. The best houses, drive the best cars, eat the best food.
Right. What do you think about as far as the episode when it comes to the comeback group? Kimmy, do you trust Kimmy and Mel's friendship? Do you think it's a
No,
friendship?
I don't
No.
trust Kimmy. No, I don't trust Kimmy. Mm-mm. I don't trust her. She's too invasive. To me, she's she's a bone collector. I call her the bone collector. She's just like Sheree. Both of them, bone collectors, the bone carriers. I don't trust Kimmy. I don't trust Kimmy. Especially in that, I think that was that season 1 or 2 when she called her bougie or something like that? She called Mel
Season
bougie.
1, the first episode.
Yeah, the first
Wasn't it
episode.
the first episode?
No, I never liked her since then. I didn't like her since then because you calling this woman bougie, but this lady, if she was bougie, she definitely wouldn't be hanging with her because she can't be trusted. I just don't know. I just feel like Kimmy's more like a prying kind of person. She pries too much for me. She's all up in Mel's business. Who's your man? And I'm glad Melody told her, none of your business. I'm quick to tell you none of your business. So, I just don't trust her. It's just,
Got it.
and then when she's talking about, oh, Martell is a great guy. He's a gentleman. She's such a pick-me. She is such a pick-me. She has side chick behavior, in my opinion. Because how are you going to sit here after you heard what Martell have done to Melody, for you to sit there and say he's a gentleman, he's a great guy? Come on, Kimmy. No, I don't trust her. Sorry.
Right.
I don't trust her. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel about it. She straddles the fence. She plays both sides of the fence. I don't trust her. I don't. Because no way would I be telling a man that has abused a woman, went on smear campaigns against a woman, try to gaslight her. Everything that Martell has done and continues to do, would I stand here and say, oh, he's such a great guy. He's a gentleman. And be laughing and kikiing with him after she knows what Martell did to Melody. So why are you kikiing with him and saying he's a great guy? I don't trust her. There's something about Kimmy. I can't put my finger on it. I don't trust her. I don't.
Okay.
I really don't.
Any
She's kind of sneaky.
Yeah. Any other points, Cheryl, about the episode?
I like the episode above all. I like the fact that Melody getting her name changed. Hallelujah for that. She ain't got to carry that horrible, treacherous name, Holt. She can now be free of him.
Yeah.
As far as his last name. But I like the episode. I give the episode a 6. Give it a 6. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. And Letitia and Marceau, they're crooks. They want to take that money and stash it in their account and pay off them lawsuits. I wouldn't trust them. And who gonna work for free? Breathing is not free now. You can't even breathe for free. Ain't nobody gonna work for free. Nobody. So they're crooks.
Great points. Yes, they are. Like I said, you're not gonna keep no money in no reserve where you could have paid people for their time, and we just gonna trust what you all are doing with the money. Nah. But great points, Cheryl. We're gonna get over to Bad Apple. We're gonna swing back around. After Bad Apple, we have Jess. Go ahead, Bad Apple. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you, Chit Chat?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. And you know me, I'm gonna say mine and then I'm gonna jump down back in the chat.
Okay.
I really don't have much to say about the episode. I have quit watching the show because I'm really not into reviewing scripted shows. And everybody on this show is an actor, even the people, the auxiliary people like Sheree, she's an actor as well. They're doing fake. She's doing a fake relationship just to keep her peach. And we know that the rest of the cast of Love and Marriage are, they're running fake storylines pretty much. And they trigger me. So I don't watch it anymore. I just listen to you guys. That's it. But Cheryl, Kimmy is an opportunist. That's what you're trying to put your finger on.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. You're
you
right.
know, she knows
You can work
what
with
she knows who Martell is. She's not stupid. She knows it. And she even said on a podcast, she totally understands why Melody doesn't trust anybody on the show because she knows, and I feel like she knew about Slaw just like everybody else did.
She knows. She knows. She
She
knows.
knew
You
about
right
her,
there.
Yeah, she knew. If her husband knew, she knew.
She
of
knew.
course.
Telling you, she knew.
So she's gonna say nice things about Martell because she's an opportunist and she really has shown herself to be an opportunist. If you're still able to allow this woman to help you, even though you haven't been a good friend to her,
Hmm.
that shows the opportunistic side of you there. You know, that's just it. That's who Kimmy is. And the only thing I really have to say about the episode is that the Holts have given those people enough charity.
Hmm.
Baby.
Thank
I don't
you.
I don't blame Mel for saying you got to pay me. You got to pay me for my time from here on out. I don't have anything else free for you people
Hmm.
at
Mhm.
all.
That's right.
So, really I just want to talk about the extramarital child. So,
And keep it cute.
I
Anybody
I
that
am
mentions baby, anybody, you know.
yeah, I'm just the situation because you know what? I really am the black sheep of my family. That's why, I Bad Apple is just something that I kind of have embraced because a lot of
Mm,
my family don't fool with me because I tell them the truth. My family was the best birth control I could have ever had. That's why I never had any biological kids. And I still was charged with being a mom
mm-hmm.
even though I didn't have, I'm taking care of my brother's children. That's something that we do as black people because
Yeah.
a lot of people will ask, well, why don't black people adopt? We do adopt. We do intra
Yeah.
family
That's
adopt,
right.
you know. But one thing
So
I can
true.
say about this is that there have been several situations in my family like what Mel and Martell and Slaw have done or have experienced. And I've seen it firsthand where the marital children, they end up with animosity toward the father, the side lady, and the extramarital children.
Yep.
There's always a dynamic where there's animosity, there is resentment and jealousy and bitterness toward the extramarital, the person who was the third leg in the marriage. And there's always without that being said, I just want to say that Martell has done a disservice, is doing a disservice to all of his children
Really?
because, again, just to piggyback on what Cheryl was saying, Knox is innocent. He really is, but because he's an extramarital child and because of the behavior of his mother,
Mm-hmm.
he's not going to have a good relationship with his siblings. And eventually those siblings, the Eminem kids are going to grow to have resentment toward their father for the things that he is doing now because it's being documented. They're going to be able to go back and watch all of this.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to go back and listen to the content creators and everything that's been revealed about, what he has done. And Martell is going to have to live with that. Um, I go back to talking about the personality disorders. And one thing that is said about how you have to deal with them is you can't give them the benefit of the doubt.
Never.
What
Mm.
Mel did with that Destin trip was giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Was. It really was.
And immediately she was reminded that you
Yeah.
can't do it.
Hmm.
So true, Bad Apple.
It was
Woo!
Sure can.
it was immediately impressed upon her that giving him that benefit of the doubt was a huge mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And what it did was it fueled him because, like you said, Chit Chat, it was after that Destin trip that he did all this crazy stuff. He went back and told Slaw about Mel's business, talking about, oh, he called her by your name and all this kind of crazy stuff. He took her to court for full custody. You know, it's
The
like,
revenge picture.
yes, the revenge picture. It's like when you give them the benefit of the doubt in any shape or form, it gives them, it fuels them to do more. It fuels them to do more, especially if you did something to reject them, which she did.
Yeah.
You know, like if you don't let them go as far as they want to go, they're gonna they're gonna, retaliate. And that's exactly what he did. And this is the way she's going to she's going to be dealing with this until he decides that, oh, I do have a problem and I gotta really go and address this.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just going to go on forever. And it's going to be and he's going to alienate everybody, including his children, all of his children. I agree that Knox is going to probably end up resenting both of his parents. Like, why did y'all do this to me? Why did y'all bring me into this? It's going to happen because I've seen it happen over and over and over. And that's all I have to say. Thank you, guys.
Baby, you said a whole word though, Bad Apple.
Yes.
You really did. And you know what? Wow. You are absolutely right as far as inter-family adoptions.
Is it just me or did she go out?
Can you all hear me?
I hear you, yeah.
Oh, okay. I somebody said I went out. I've experienced that, played a huge part in my
Is
sister,
it me?
I think that's Marita. Children. So very true. And somebody in the comments put that they don't like to predict a child's future, and I'm one of them. I feel that child, and I know that we all do. It was D Brown. She put Knox may grow up to have drive and determination to succeed despite his parents. I never predict the child's future. I'm that way as well. So let's just hope that he does have a normal life. But I think when it comes to Martell, what you just said, Bad Apple, until he decides, okay, yeah, I got a problem. I really, really need help, because he is self-sabotaging everybody around him. And it's going to, like Renata said, it's going to come back on him. Escape it, So, we shall see. I want the man to do some time for that revenge P, or get an arrest or something. Maybe not something. Because that was just low down and dirty. Anything else, I don't see Mel extending. I just don't. I'm going to say this real quick, and then I'm moving to just justify. Like I mentioned, my parents divorced after 27 years. And my sister me and my sister, we talk about it all the time. This is before the word co-parenting was a thing. And we didn't know. Our parents was the bomb, okay? There was not a break in anything. And I think it was because it was two mature people. My daddy cried, okay, when my mama said she was out of there and lived in the same house through the divorce. And then when it was final, that's when she moved, bought a home, all of that. She never had to call a repairman or anything. My daddy still took care of her home, his home, as a family unit. It was still mama and daddy. We still met up for Sunday dinners and stuff like that. So this is how things could have been with Martell. But again, he resents Mel for leaving him instead of him accepting that she left me because of me. So,
And Chit Chat. And he is over 40 years old. And Ariana's like over 30-something years old. When is he going to change if he wants his son to have a good life? That's all I was saying. I'm not trying to predict.
Oh, no, I didn't say that. That was directed towards you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
But
I just
Chit
feel
Chat,
if he don't change, what chance do he have? What chance does Knox have?
What chance does anybody have? Like I
But
said,
see, Chit Chat, your dad was a man.
a
Right,
real
And
man.
whatever your dad did, he owned up to that.
right.
And your dad divorced, your mom and dad divorced each other. They didn't divorce y'all.
Exactly.
So the key word is man.
Yep. And
Right.
you know what, Maritha, and I'm gonna say this because I don't even want to get teared up. I do gotta run to the bathroom though. When my mom passed, she passed from cancer. Well, when they called the family and everybody to come up, her last words was, my dad was there with us. This is how strong our family unit was, period. And she told him, I just want to thank you because you have been so good to me. That was her last full sentence before she passed. Before my father passed from a heart attack. So it was instant, unexpected. He was still on the go, all of that. But leading up to, and I thought back after, like maybe, he always talked about, I never should have let your mom divorce me. I loved her. She loved me. They didn't get remarried. They still respected each other, damn near like they were still married. But, about a week or two before he passed, he just kept talking to me about my mother. And he kept saying she was a beautiful woman. And, they had 7 kids, all of us. And, my family. And it's just hard. But I'm saying that to say in her last days, she thought of him. And in his last days, he thought of her.
And
So,
he was preparing himself to go back to with his wife up there across the pearly gates.
Exactly. So it's just such a difference, and it's a shock to me because that's all I knew. I mentioned that just the block that I grew up on, and all, it was 2-parent household. Everybody was married. All of my friends, everybody's still together. Everybody cried when my parents got divorced. I'm not gonna get too much in it, but my mom ended up saying, child, I think I was going through menopause and whatever reason why she divorced them, she did, but the respect was still there. So it was a shock for me to really see, somebody like Martell, the way he's been operating when it comes to him being the cause for his family breaking up. It wasn't normal for me to see. And it's sad, but like Renata said, he gonna pay for everything. And if I were him, at some point you got to sit down and say, if I keep doing wrong, how is God going to handle me? How's God going to handle me? You can't keep wrecking havoc everywhere you go and think that you're going to have favor. No, come on. But great points. We're getting to Jess. After Jess, we are going to Maritha. And I'm running to the bathroom real quickly, guys. Go ahead, Jess.
All right. Hey, everyone. I just wanted to kind of talk about what Bad Apple just said about that Martell will have to deal with his actions in a sense later on. I think Martell kind of vouches that he can talk his way out of things. And that's when you're talking about even the whole idea of narcissistic traits and stuff like that. He has that idea of grandeur. So he's in reality, he's digging a deeper hole, but he thinks a lot more of himself than what he truly is, than how he truly is. And he's thinking that he's vouching that he can always, just as he said in the interview, that he can manipulate, that he could, you can manipulate kids. He's vouching on that. And not even thinking about the fact that they'll be thinking on their own later on, but he's always thinking probably in a narcissistic way where he can always manipulate people in a sense, like how he's been manipulating even the Scots and all the other people. He's thinking about that he can vouch on manipulation. So that was for that part. Next, I also wanted to talk about his focus on Knox. Like, I feel like his focus on Knox right now is because that's what he can control. Because when you think about narcissists, a lot of them have that notion of like, do as I say, not as I do. As we can see how a lot of his actions are contradicting him, at things that he said for a while. So he's going by the do as I say, not as I do rhetoric. And I just remembered even in the in the interview, he and I quote it almost specifically, or hopefully, if he says he referred to his children as my pride and possession are my children.
He sure did.
Yep, he used them
So he's looking at it in what narcissists typically do, looking as possession.
and used people.
So that's why it's kind of I have my son. His father is narcissistic, so it really, like, I'm kind of torn when I hear people say that Martell loves his kids, because I've seen it firsthand. Yes, they can say a lot of things, but it's what they exude that's really the real thing. So if he's like doing all these things and putting himself first, I feel he's looking at what comes from being a father rather than actually loving his children fully. As as I said, when you love possessions, you can love a car, but would you give your life for a car? Would you really? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not it's not in the same compartment as people will normally look at it. So I just, sometimes that is where I waver when I hear people say that Martell loves his kids. And I say also, there's also when I go to the cast now, I feel like there's nothing different with the cast relationships. Once it's like once you've seen how they truly are, you can't unsee it. So a lot of their relationships can't be faked. So even seeing them try to be cordial sometimes, it's just like it's gonna always come across fake, because we've seen where they can go. I feel like once you've seen how someone can go and how evil they can be with certain things, or how warped that their thoughts may be with certain things, you can't unsee it. Yeah. So it's just like, kind of leaves a bad taste. And then for Sheree just gives off insecure to me. Like straight insecurity. Like, recently in the news they're saying she I now have nothing against plastic surgery, things like that. But I know that she's like, my thing is you're also beautiful. I feel like sometimes we got to look at that beauty rather than always trying to change it up and all that stuff. For the most part, I don't judge anybody who, like, there are certain flaws sometimes that why not if we're able to do it. But then, when it comes with looking at in a broader perspective and looking at a lot of how she conducts herself, what she tolerated and what she is tolerating and things like that, it's just like she's just beaming like insecurity to me. So that's all I have to say, really.
Well, Jess, let me tell you, thank you for saying that about the possessions, because that's deep. And you know what? Mel was also one of his prized possessions. And look
that's gone.
And with narcissism, he still considers her to be, and will probably always consider her to be. So that's the sad part, about that situation.
Wow, exactly. Oh, thank you for bringing that up, Jess. I'm sorry, you made me look at that in a totally different way. And it's unfortunate. Martell, this is Martell don't love anybody. Let me put it like that, because he don't love himself. And if you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody. So that means the kids, Knox, Ariana, and anybody else. Is evident that the man don't love himself, because he refuses to handle things accordingly in a proper fashion. And it's a mess. It's a mess to see. And then you see this different person on TV when the cameras are rolling, and that's scary. You know what I mean? Yeah, but great points, Jess. Thank you so much for that. Maritha, thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Hi, Maritha.
Hey.
Maritha, I'm sorry, real quick, sis. Let me acknowledge these super chats. Cookie from the Shy, thank you so much. Cookie said, don't forget that he invited the Scots on vacation. He definitely did. And then we have C Fuzz Love. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you to the 1100 plus that's watching, and we only have 773 likes. If you guys can please hit the like button. If you're in the chat, hit the like button. And again, thank you all so much for joining me. Go ahead, Maritha. Pretty Brown Eyes, I just saw your message. After Maritha, please. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Maritha.
Okay. Now here is my take on everything. And what everybody has said, I am totally in agreement. When Mel was growing up, you remember when she said her mom would make her phone her dad and he would never pick up, he would never call her back, and she just never had that relationship with her dad. And as moms, we want our kids to have that relationship with their fathers. So that was the reasoning behind the Destin trip. We can do this. We can co-parent. We can show our kids that we can be in the same room together and, not yelling at each other, not screaming, not, saying bad things to each other. However, before that trip, Martell already knew what he was going to do, and he had already put in motion to try to take Mel's kids from her. So that's my opinion, and allegedly. Now, with the picture when he was with his son in Atlanta, you know, he did it for all the wrong reasons. He didn't do it because I'm taking my son to see something that he's never seen before, taking him somewhere he's never been before. That was, to me, was showing you can't show your kids, but I can show my son.
Yep.
So, and no, we can't predict the future for this little boy because he had nothing to do with coming into this world. But his parents started off on the wrong foot. That little boy came in the world for the wrong reason. There was no love there. That baby came into the world to hurt another woman. And that the mama did that. Now the daddy is doing the same thing to hurt someone else. Yes, he hates Mel so bad he's looking at that one tree and missing the whole forest. You can't see his kids. He's not thinking about his kids' feelings because if he did, he would never have went outside the house and did what he did. And he would never. And then when you did it, you wouldn't lie to your children because at some point those kids are going to grow up, and at some point those kids are going to find out the true story. So either you sit your kids down right now and tell them exactly what happened, because if you don't, the world gonna tell them. And who's to say the world has not told them? Because those kids are not sheltered. Those are not sheltered kids. The world is too fast and there's too much going on in the world to keep anything a secret. And as far as the suit line for Martell, nothing this man, just like on The Color Purple when Miss Celie told Mister till you do right by me, nothing that you touch is going to prosper.
That's right.
Nothing you do, nothing this man do is going to ever work out. And the people that, oh, he's a good man, he's a good father, this, that, and the other. They lying. I don't know if he has something on them or do they hate Mel just that bad to lie to say this man has all these good qualities. I don't know what their reasoning is behind it. Of course, Kimmy is a snake. She's one of those green snakes you can't tell from the grass, but she's a snake nevertheless.
Wow.
And if we sit back and we see this stuff, Mel is in the middle of it, so she know exactly what's going on. She know Kimmy ain't about nothing. She know if she had a told Kimmy my man name is is Kenneth, that's the first thing she would have went back. She would have told Maurice would have Martell, and everybody would have known. Mel did her the right way, and she did it so nice and so polite and so ladylike. Without telling her none of your business. She said, none of your business. She let her know it's none of your business. And as far as Tisha and Marceau, they need money. They desperate right now, and nothing until they do right by Mel, nothing that they do or try is going to work. You had your little casino night. What you had to do with that? You said you had to cancel it. No, you had to postpone it. No, baby, y'all had to cancel that because that it ain't coming back. We
It's
not even holding our breath waiting for that to come back. That's a done deal. And then you had your little foundation where nobody did. You said $100,000. Okay, to raise You know what? I think my daughter is the best fundraiser I ever seen in my life for real. She can post something. I need this for this reason, and by the end of the day, she has what she need because of the type of person she is. Her character speaks for who she is. Now, these people, you saying you want to do something for the community, give back to the community. Give what back to the community? I haven't seen you do anything. Y'all haven't posted anything about what you did for the community. Ever did anything for the community? I ain't never seen you give out a
not one
Give out a turkey or nothing.
thing.
turkey, a present. I ain't never seen you give out nothing. A Easter egg hunt, nothing. I ain't never seen you do nothing. And all you got for the foundation was $100, and somebody from another franchise said to give you that. Where is all these people at? Where is all these ballers, shot callers that you know?
That's right.
Where they at? Just like Nene said, where is your scooter? Where is they at? Where are they? And then this thing with the suits. Martell, like the old people used to say, you ain't got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. They were describing Martell. They didn't even know it. Where is he gonna get $100,000 from? What he go wait, Carlos? But you know what? I have noticed since that P tape has come out, I have noticed Carlos is not defending, Sugar Plum the way he used to defend Sugar Plum. And they didn't understand the people that's behind Mel. They thought it was a joke. They thought that, all these people that's behind Mel, that's supporting Mel, and yeah, there's some radical ones, and there's some that got good sense, and then there's some that don't really even care. Mel got about four different types of people that's following her, and they don't understand the power behind numbers. And when I watched it online, and when the lawyer was telling me about he never seen anything like Martell was asking for the passcode and all this kind of stuff, and then I'm pretty sure that when the judge seen it, the judge was saying, "Now what is this man? What I ain't never seen that." He was baffled. He was bewildered. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and Martell didn't get a fair shake in life himself because his mom didn't do him any justice. His grandmother, she did the best she could with what she had, because it just seemed like she was raising him, she was raising some other children, and she was tired. She was tired. And then next Saturday, y'all, I am so waiting for next Saturday,
Yeah.
June 17th. That
Yes.
is the day. Next this week coming up, I'm saying you may hear something from Martell, but you may not hear anything from Martell. But June 17th, Martell gonna walk in front of traffic. If not, he's gonna walk off a bridge or somewhere. He is going to lose his rabbit mind because see, Holt is the children's last name. Rogers is her. That's the name she was born with. And if I had me a black outfit, I think I would just rent me a car and go to Huntsville. I can't be there. I just go to sit in a bar and pretend like I'm to the little cocktail party celebrating Mel. And I just might celebrate her anyway because she is free now. And what I am seeing now, Mel finna take the gloves off. It's not gonna be anything pretty. She gonna slaughter him like things that we don't even think of or can imagine. Mel is fin to, how did you, I don't know if anybody remember when Martin was boxing somebody and he had that ugly face, had bumps and lumps all in his face. That's how Martell is gonna feel when Mel gets to the point where he has to fight because
Hello?
What happened to Martha? What
Hello?
happened?
Anybody? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I
Yes.
can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
happened
Marita
to
went. I
that,
think
Marita?
Marita.
empty. It's running empty. And when that show is over, Mel and got all her ducks in a row. I got this, I got this, I got this, and I got that
So we
over
didn't
there.
hear a lot of what you said.
Yeah,
Huh?
It went.
you went out. You
Yeah,
went
I
You
out.
went
went
out for a
out.
minute.
Give me
Okay, I'm
that.
saying, Mel gonna take off them debutante gloves, those she get, how people say she's bougie and all that. And I don't see a problem with being bougie.
Me neither.
I don't see a problem with that at all because, I have been called that and I wear it well. And I say, thank you. I'm
That is
glad you
bougie.
recognize. So long as you recognize that I am bougie, we good, we good. But you know what she gonna do? She gonna take off those little pretty shoes and the little, how we get when we getting ready to get down, take the earrings off, and she gonna take all that off, and she finna spank some booty. She finna spank some booty. So they better put in some applications somewhere, and all them degrees that Tisha got, she better start using those degrees because she's gonna need those degrees at the end of when this show is over.
Hmm.
And the baby, I have nothing against the baby. My heart really goes out to the little boy and stuff like that. With the parents that he have,
Hmm.
the father is pitting the children against each other.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He's pitting those kids against each other. And the way that those kids were introduced to that brother, it was almost like they were forced.
they were.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Exactly.
forced to accept him. And when you force children to do something in a situation like this, they, they that cause resentment.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I know with my mom and my dad, and he had outside kids, and and I saw how my mom treated them. She treated them so nice, but I resented those kids, especially the daughter. I did. I just resented that girl so much because it's my daddy this and my daddy that. And I'm just saying, girl, boo. I just did not like her for the simple reason you had something to do with my mom and dad, and I kind of resented my mom a little bit too for a little while because, the way she treated her, she didn't treat me no less, but it's just she treated her. And I talked to my mom about that. And she said, Maritha, she said, you know what? If the situation was reversed, the way I'm treating them, I would want someone to treat you the same way. But
Uh-huh.
everybody say I got my great grandma and my aunt attitude, and I wasn't feeling that. But
Yeah.
it this the episode I would give. I think Cheryl gave it whatever she gave
Six.
it.
It was
A
six.
six. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I'm gonna give it a four. I'm
Oh
gonna give it a
God.
4 out of 10. I really am because until they show me something different, I just because it's the same thing, and I see is reverting back to male is the cause of everything.
Mm-hmm.
They blaming male for everything, and then when Marceau say, anybody who want to get paid is greedy. This is what male do. This is what she do. She stand up and talk in front of people. So I'm just like everybody else said, reclaiming my time, reclaiming my time. If you want
I
me to,
know that's right.
Hmm.
if you want me to be there, you gonna have to pay me.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Period.
So,
Better have
and
the
that,
money.
and that's just the, that's just the world that we live in. If you got it, you got it. If you don't, you just sit back and watch the ones who do have it.
Right.
Amen.
And that's pretty much what Tisha and Marceau doing. But I'm glad Kimmy gave Tisha the business. But I'm sure they had a family meeting afterwards.
Hmm.
So that's,
Yeah.
that's my opinion on it.
Yeah,
Nothing but
we'll see
agree.
if Kimmy backtracks, because she was speaking her mind like she did on yesterday's episode. And remember when she said she wouldn't even be Tisha's friend and all of that. And next thing you know, that's when we saw the softer Kimmy. But Maritha, as far as the episode and you thinking that Mel was blamed, outside of the scene with Marceau saying that about greed, what other areas do you think? Because to me, it was a different type of episode. Yes, that part was in there where he was trying to blame Mel as being the one that wanted to get paid. But other than that, was there anything? What did you feel about Big Lou crying?
um,
Then we're gonna get to Pretty Brown Eyes. After Pretty Brown Eyes, we are going to Z Frenchie. Go ahead, Marika.
with what is it, Tiffany? With Tiffany and Lulu, um, I feel like with that, he told Tiffany to write. He's worried about his wife, and I can totally get that because she is messy. And in the real world, if Tiffany had a came to any other woman and said that, they wouldn't have been as nice as Sheree was. They wouldn't have been as nice as she was. And she probably got would have got hands put on her where I live at. She wouldn't have had to get hit in the stomach, but she would have got punched in the face. And with Lou,
Oh God.
telling her, you need to sit back because sometimes the things that come out your mouth, people don't like that, and you
Mhm.
need to kind of mind your business and stuff.
Mm.
Her babe, I am worried about you. You at an age, you high risk, and you having all these things going on. You don't want to be still. You want to be in other people's business and stuff like that. Just take a step back and and just chill out for a little while. And I don't like Tiffany because Tiffany has some issues going on that stems from her childhood that she has not dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when she said that she don't like being alone, and I think that's why she want that baby because her son, they're getting older and they're getting ready to leave and go out on their own, and they're doing things on her own. So instead of her babysitting that baby is going to be babysitting her. So with Tiffany and Lou, I think they just need to take a maternity leave, and they need to take a maternity leave and just don't come back.
Like the
Mm.
Lou said, keep him out of her
I like them.
pitch.
I like, I like the roles. Let me put it. I think Lewis is working as a true husband should, in my opinion. And for Tiffany, I get that Tiffany is messy, but I think that Tiffany is playing a part. And she's brought, for me, a difference in where it's not as dark. Now, it's messy, but it's not as dark as it's been on the show.
Yeah, and I can understand that chit chat, but when you coming into a new group, you have to kind of be still, be quiet, and just sit there and kind of figure people out. Okay, I know this person this way, I know this person that way. You have to read the room.
And that's why I
Hmm.
think it's production planet. I mean, she's not new. What is this, year 3 for Tiffany or 2?
3.
Sure.
Yeah, I need three. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think production got up to a lot of this mess, Maritha, but we shall see. I think that we all should be able to agree. And thank you, Jazz, for being up here. Diva, I'm getting to you next, not next, but hold on, Diva. But I think we all should be able to agree that it's not as messy, not as messy, not as dark as it's been. You know what I mean? I don't see people telling. Oh, I'm so glad I'm talking about Tiffany. I want to say this real quick. I don't see people telling Tiffany she got a dark, evil soul, or, so when I say that, that's what I mean about dark. Real quick about Tiffany, though, I've heard that the blogger that received that information allegedly from Tiffany has ties to Wanda. So if
Oh,
that's
Mm.
the case, I don't believe it not
What?
one bit. And I believe
child,
that's the
child.
case because Wanda said a couple weeks ago it's gonna be some explosive stuff that come out. How would she know that?
Mm-mm.
So I think that's a setup. We'll see about that at the reunion if they talk about it or this season. But Maritha says I'm gonna swing back over to you. Let me get to Z Frenchie. Z Frenchie, are you there?
Oh, I like that Z Frenchie. Sounds so exotic.
Z Frenchie. All right, Z Frenchie, you are muted. Are you there? All right, Z, I'm gonna drop you. I got people that's trying to get up. I'm gonna drop you, and if you're click the link and come back up when you're
I
ready.
dropped down. I dropped down also.
Okay, okay, Red Ann. All right, next up, who was after? Oh my goodness, somebody dropped down after Maretha.
I think
I
it's
forgot.
me.
Pretty brown eyes, I thought.
I
Oh,
think
right,
it's me.
Pretty Brown Eyes. That's right, because you said you're going to bed, and then after Pretty Brown Eyes, we going to Diva. Go ahead, Pretty Brown Eyes.
Yeah, you know, y'all some night owls. I'll listen to y'all while I go to sleep.
Girl, it's 8:30 my time, so.
Oh, it's 11:38 here.
Oh wow. All
Oh
right, go
yeah.
ahead, Pretty Brown Eyes.
Okay. Well, I guess my thoughts about the show, since we already talked about the other thing,
Uh-huh.
my thoughts about the show is, I wonder, did y'all notice how Maurice does that thing with Kimmy that Martell used to do to Mel? They'll, they'll talk all that stuff at the house, and he'll be on her side. Kimmy came with her notes and the laminated letter when Marcel wanted to take over and all of this. And then when it came time to have her back, he kind of agreed with his brother. I agree nobody should be paid, and this, that, and the third. I think he gaslights her too.
Well,
You know.
he held her down at the end.
Well, at the end, but like in the main part, when
Mm-hmm.
Tisha was talking about not being paid and all of that, he did not side or agree with her when she was going in on Marceau and Tisha about the comeback stuff,
Right,
and
right.
how they're using the comeback stuff. And remember how Martell and Mel would have their sidebar before they go into the meeting, and then
Yeah.
soon as it came his turn, he would flip. And I felt like that's what Maurice did. I guess we have to wait and see the part 2 to see how far it goes, because real time we know that they participated. So
Right.
so much for any of that. And Tisha, oh my goodness, how could she sit up there and say, I supported you with your skincare? Number one, that was years ago. Number two, it wasn't monetarily. And number three, you weren't invited, and y'all had like called the police on each other and had, had restraining orders and all of that on each other. And you popped up, but now you're trying to use that as a means to say we supported you. They have never supported Mel. They've always been at odds from the first season.
Yeah. And that wasn't even Mel's point. Mel's point was sponsorship, not
Correct. You
sponsor.
didn't support me monetarily. You just bought yourself there. And before Melody escorted her out, Tisha was trying to network with those people in there to plug herself. And I think that's what mainly probably pissed Mel off, seeing Tisha uninvited in her picnic dress, uh in there hobnobbing with the people that weren't invited.
Right, right.
Especially when y'all don't want to be bougie and don't want to go to galas and don't want to go to events with her, but you show up, you know, to to try to eat off of her. Marceau, I could do without Marceau. Everything about him screams that he is so envious and jealous of Mel and Martell still. Um, how he said that, directing it towards her, and kind of touching Martell a little bit, because Martell wanted to be paid too. And so he said everybody who wants to get paid is greedy. How can you say somebody is greedy for wanting to get paid off their work? You want to get sponsorships based off of Melody's name, because Melody has the type of name now in that certain sector that if she puts her name on it, it's going to sell out.
Yeah.
So
Well,
they would get
they didn't even think of sponsorships. It was Mel who
no, right. They didn't even know, they don't even know what they're doing. They're
Right.
trying to do a hostile takeover and reinvent the wheel with the comeback group, but they don't even know how. You
Mm,
can tell. I watched a old clip a long time ago. It was some behind the scenes stuff. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Oh my goodness. Um, they had a meeting where they were coming up with the bylaws, and basically Tisha was just there playing in her hair. Martell was there counting airplanes, and it was just really Melody and Maurice brainstorming, trying to come up with the bylaws,
right. Right.
and no one else was really participating. So the group in itself was really Melody and Maurice,
Mm-hmm.
uh, coming together to really bring it to fruition, and and get the initiatives and everything set up. Everybody else was around the table, just kind of riding the coattails of those two.
Right. Right.
And the final part was Martell ran into that meeting thinking he was going to get paid. And when the guy tells him, "Oh, well, it's going to cost 100,000," you see his face kind of change, but he tried to save face and walked on out of that meeting,
Hmm.
because we all know that he does not have no $100,000 to invest.
Allegedly. Mm.
Mm.
Allegedly. In
Okay.
my opinion, I don't that he has the money. And I think that he went into the meeting thinking that if he was going to be a spokesperson or a face of something, that they were to pay him, not that he would have to invest his money to get the suits off the ground. And then they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot when you have such a high price point, $700 to dress like Martell Holt. I don't really see that as a very good selling point. And then for him to say, okay, well, 50% of the people can afford it. But that doesn't mean that the 50% of the people that could afford it are going to buy it. So you're excluding 50% of potential customers to purchase these items. I think he should have came with a smaller price point, or not try to set a suit line off the ground at all. Just give him a couple dollars to model, which is all he really wanted anyway, and just call it a day.
Well, a well-made suit is around that point. So if they're trying to portray it as something that's, um, of good quality, I think that's about right as far as the price point. I think that Mr. Martell just does not have the
He doesn't have the selling power, right?
support.
That,
Yeah.
I guess
But
maybe that's what I'm going for, because I have paid, like $600 for a custom suit for my son before.
Right.
But still, if it was something to do with Martell, I
Mhm.
would not invest that type of money.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't think that he really thought it through. I think he's just so busy, trying to be in competition with Melody, that he could say, "I got me a suit line coming out." You know what I mean? It's like he's just so quick to jump to try to put his name on something and doesn't do the homework.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, I think Tiffany was somewhat embarrassed, allegedly, about all of the stuff that got started, and that may have triggered her illness, if you will, and her anxiety and panic attack. Um, I don't know. It's just the season is lighter. It is better. They are not all attacking Melody like they used to, but I still feel like in their own way, they're still coming for her
Yeah.
in their own way. That they're still coming to her, coming for her, and they're, still in this invisible, unwinnable competition with her.
Mm-hmm. Good
But
points.
that's pretty much all.
Yeah,
yeah,
good point,
yeah.
Brown Eyes. Time will tell. I'm glad that you feel like it's lighter because, well, excuse me, with this episode, I did feel like it was lighter. And I also feel like Martell wasn't fighting. And Diva, you are next. Thank you, Diva, for joining me. Martell, in that moment in the meeting, I don't feel like he was fighting for him to get paid. I know you meant I mean, I know you were talking about his meeting with Miguel as well, but in the comeback or the never coming back group meeting, I think that he was really trying to stand up for Mel. And I think that, when you're married to people, whatever, no matter how it went wrong and all of that, some reactions are just natural. I don't think that Martell was acting in that moment when he was challenging Marceau by saying that it's not greed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he forgot he was mad at her. You
Right,
know, it's
right.
like he wasn't in character.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was he was Dr. Jekyll. He wasn't
Yep,
hiding it.
yep. He switched
And
right on over like
and
he
he and
always
he and he fought for her, and then he forgot. Oh, that I don't
does.
like
Right,
this lady. I want her money.
exactly.
But
But
it doesn't matter how much he windmill for her. She'll never take him back.
yep,
And
we know that, child. We definitely
and just
know
like
that.
you said, it's never coming back, and they can hang it up.
The never come back group. But great points, pretty brown eyes. Let's get to
And I'll
Diva.
drop.
Diva has been holding patiently. Thank you, Diva. Real quickly to the 1,173 people watching. Thank you guys so much. And if you guys have not hit the like button, please hit the like. Let me acknowledge, one super chat from Coco Lee. And she put FYI, mail approved. When you see, I believe these are lightning. I'm on my desktop. In her post, that's a millimeter. Because when folks act up, millimeters come flying in like a meteor on ready. In like a meteor on ready. Okay, so that's what that means for the millimeters. Got you, got you. Thank you, Coco Lee. Hey, Diva, how are you?
Hello, Chit.
Pretty brown eyes. Go ahead. I'm
Everyone
sorry. Good. How are you?
doing fine, and good evening, Chatter Nation. This has been a wonderful discussion. I'm kind of getting caught up on my panels this evening, and a lot of what I wanted to say, Miss Maritha already said, so I didn't want to, unnecessarily repeat a lot of things, but there were maybe 3 points that stood out in my mind that I do want to go back and reemphasize. One was Marceau's comment that anybody wanting to be paid is being greedy. No, that's the way that a person who is trying to use people would respond, because that's all he and his wife are, users. Quite frankly, all the men on this show, him, his brother, and Martell, that's how they get through life, using people. They use women, they use each other, they use other people. They can never stand on their own. And the only time people start accusing you of being selfish or greedy is when you stand up for yourself and you won't be a fool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as Martell said, I think, he may have forgotten himself, and stood up for Mel, but I also think he was trying to get Mel to say on camera what her fee was, because she is a public figure.
Good
Mm-hmm.
And he figured if I come that way, she may forget for a quick minute, and go
point.
ahead and put it on out there, because in the last time we all met and I asked you about your fee, you told me it was none of my business.
I
Act
did.
like I'm on your friend and make you talk about it. But the comeback group, if I remember, because I've watched this show since season 1, and really and truly, this was the reason that the comeback group didn't work the first time, is because out of the 6 people that are in there, I'm gonna go ahead and say only 2 people really know what they're doing, and that's Melody and Kimmy.
And Kimmy. Yep.
Kimmy is a real estate agent. Melody was already in property preservation and was learning and had learned the contracting business. And let's just be frank, she brought Martell along for the ride, who then brought along Marceau and Tisha. Nobody else in that room knows what they're doing. That's why nothing the whole group wanted to do ever got off the ground. If I remember correctly, Martell and Mel ended up having to buy the 27 acres because Martell, Maurice, Kimmy, and Tisha didn't even have the money to put up to buy the property. So they bought it so that they wouldn't lose it. So when Mel said she wanted to step away from the comeback group, it's because y'all not about your business, and I'm not going to keep carrying y'all on my back and in my pocket. So if that's all we're going to do, y'all can have it. And I'm out. I'm going to go do this on my own. So that was the thing that kind of stood out to me. And for Marceau to say that, I'm glad Mel did not back down. I'm glad she didn't even bother addressing it, because the truth of the matter is you never should have approached that woman or any other professional asking them to go ahead and sponsor your event. Let me just throw this in parenthetically. As African Americans, we got to get out of the habit of feeling like we owe other people, owe us something, owe us free, owe us discounts. I am a businesswoman. When you walk into these other situations, and I bet you anything, had you walked into a room full of white folks, you wouldn't ask them to sponsor nothing. You know how I know you wouldn't have? Because you didn't come to that table talking about sponsorships. You wanted the people with real money to sponsor your event, put your name on it, and then let you continue to live out this fantasy that y'all are, Huntsville's Jay-Z and Beyonce, and you're not. You're pitiful, you're pathetic, you're tired, you're trite, you're sorry, and you're unredeemable. Even this show has not put you any further along because you are so stupid you don't even capitalize on a platform that was handed to you
on a
that
silver
you didn't even work for to try to at least take your nothing and legitimately make it something. That's my first point. My second point, Knox. I feel sorry for that child, and the only thing that can happen is that the Lord would have to send a praying grandmama or relative to cover that baby. Because at this point, looking at his mama, she's a bird, she's ignorant, she's stupid. Looking at his daddy, he's a demon, he's a narcissist, he's equally evil, and he's inept. When you look at those M&M kids are who they are because of their mama. It ain't got nothing to do with you, Negro. Nothing. You know how I know it don't have nothing to do with you? Because you got a brother in jail who at his big age still can't get it together. You got a sister we still don't know nothing about. And then we look at you, which sadly, you're the best of the three. And that's not saying much. So depending on that child's parents, he has nothing to look forward to. And as much as I hope and pray that Knox somebody will have to come into Knox's life to show him different, for him to be different. But if that does not happen, he is only going to be the combination of what brought him in this earth, and it is not promising. It's not impossible. It's just not promising.
It's definitely not impossible. He innocent. Innocent.
But it is not promising based on what we're looking at right now. And then the other part about that, in terms of, I know people are upset because it's clear what Martell is doing, trying to market this child. This man is so sorry. He is not above using and pimping out his own kids. And it's really, really sad to look at that situation. But as anything else, which leads me into my last and final point, which everybody else will need to learn. They all talk about God. They all talk about the Bible. But it's very clear. Sometimes people say they know God, but I have to question, does God know you?
Woo. Okay, that's it right there.
And so,
amen.
Because and then if they do know God, then the question I now have is, which God are you serving? Because the God has a different set of rules than what you're observing. And if you really know the God, then you would know it's about 11 different chapters and verses between Proverbs, Psalms, Ephesians, and Jeremiah that talk about digging ditches for other people and what happens to you when you do that.
Hallelujah.
So the fact that you still have not learned, you still have not picked that up, you still have not, there is a principle in life, and you don't even have to be a Christian to even believe this. It's called you reap what you sow. You give what you give. What you put out comes back. And so this fool continues to keep putting out all of this vitriol, and not just I ain't talking about Martell on this by himself. I'm talking about Martell. I'm talking about Tisha. I'm talking about Marceau. You're coveting things that you will never have because you don't want to put in the work. And you keep going at God's anointed, and he said, don't touch him. You keep forming weapons, and at this point, you ought to get tired of seeing it literally boomerang back in your house. You ought to get tired of looking like a fool. But what my great aunt used to say is some people are going to live and die just the way they are, foolish. And that's what's going to happen with these. And so what I hope that they will do at some point is that, for the rest of us, I'm going to be honest, cutie, I don't watch the show anymore. I don't watch it. And the reason why I don't is because it's not realistic. I don't care anymore. There's no truth on that show. The truth is what was happening on social media for the last 2 years. The show is fake. Okay. And the only thing real that I will say on this show is the relationship that I do see between Lou and Tiffany. I think that the reason they're there now, I'm not the biggest fan of Tiffany because I think that she's uncouth. And I know people love how she, gets in people's business and moves the story along or whatever. I don't personally, in real life, somebody like her would get told around me. She wouldn't be around me long. I'm just gonna be real. I'm a help her. I'm gonna tell her, sis, you better find your place and get in it quick. And every time she gets, I'm gonna show her back to her place. She gonna get tired of getting in my face with that, and eventually she gonna leave me alone. Because in real life, that don't happen. You don't get to go around doing that. So I'll be honest, and I don't think she's playing a role. I think she's amped it up. But I think that this is genuinely who she is. And the one thing she did that did make me upset with her is, as women, we have to know how to not place our husbands and partners in situations where they can be hurt or hurt others. And I did not like the way she literally went back and lied and misrepresented that conversation with Martell and Marceau. Because while that may not have been a pleasant interaction for her, the way she went back and told Lou, you'd have thought those men went upside her head and cussed her from here to a floating opportunity. And she knew her husband. And I think that whatever that little act was that she put on, or maybe it could have been legitimate, is because she miscalculated how upset Lou was going to be. And I still think something may have happened that they did not show us on camera. And that's what probably made her upset because her husband didn't just talk some noise. I really think it came fisticuffs and we just didn't see it. So I just think,
wow. Sorry, go ahead, and I'll say what I got to say when you're done. I got a couple things to what you said. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to round it out with that. I really wish that, she can stand in her messiness another way, because I don't feel like she was upset about that conversation. I really don't. The way she was smirking let me know she didn't care. But it was just the way that, if like when I was growing up, I knew my mama was crazy early. So it's certain things I just didn't tell my mama because I knew she gonna come and get in somebody's behind. Same thing. And when Lou told her tonight, I was glad he did that. He said, don't put me in no ish.
Exactly.
So that lets me know he knows his wife will get him killed with that mouth.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. So that's probably it. But I think overall, I just want them to wrap this show up in a bow and let's go let Mel go on to do her other great things. Let me see her somewhere else. I don't want to see this anymore.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
You know what? You read them down. Okay, let me start off there. And I'll end with what you said in a minute. But what you said as far as something possibly happening off camera, I believe that because there were rumors going around that it got a little explosive outside. So I have that in my recap video that I'm going to be uploading. What happened that we didn't see that caused Tiffany to get to that point? So with you saying that, I can see that happening, and that would make sense. When you said, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go. I didn't know you weren't done. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, speaking of women getting men caught up in business, you in some mess. You're absolutely right about that. It's a lot of men that's been unalived based on defending their wives. But for me, in this moment, I just don't think that whatever rumble or tussle that they may have had or could have had, that it would have gotten to that point. But yeah, that does happen often. But I did like Lewis defending Tiffany in that moment. Maybe if it was just Martell voicing his opinion to Tiffany, that's one thing. But it was two men, and they were talking to a pregnant woman. And like Lewis said, she's a female, period. But just to that, and then when you said, people say they know God, but does God know you? Like Maritha put in the comment section, drop the mic. Drop the mic. So true. People use that so loosely. You know what I mean? And that's so true. Does God know you? We can say we know God all day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So wow, Diva. You waited. Did you have any final thoughts that you wanted to say? You waited, and I'm so glad that you did.
No problem. The only final thought that I wanted to say is, I think in essence, all of them have squandered except for Melody. And I know people, you know, Mel is this is the one thing that I forgot to say and I wanted to stand out. And this isn't even about Mel anymore. This is about me, you, and everybody else who are finding themselves in situations where God has given you gifts and other people around you are too scared, too shiftless, or quite frankly, don't have the gifts, because God doesn't give gifts to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, ability, sure, but there are some people he entrusts with special things that they have to give to the world. What I appreciate about Melody is the fact that she, at this point, and I think has always been that, which is why they called it bougie, but what they didn't understand is she was peculiar. And she was standing up in her gifts. And so what I'll say I've enjoyed most about this show, and even about her journey throughout this experience, is that Mel has shown all of us how we are supposed to operate in the gifts that God gives us. Quite frankly, when you don't, it's like telling him he did not know what he was doing when he entrusted you with his gift. How honorable is that? That you have been given something special and people are waiting on you to get in place, but you dim it down behind people who don't even matter in the grand scheme of things. And so what I appreciate about Mel is that literally she, in the midst of all she's gone through, even if you don't like it, you can respect it. That girl has dug in. And I'm going to be honest, I believe it has been her gifting and her calling with God that has sustained her.
Mm-hmm.
So you ain't got to like it or recognize what you're looking at. And that's the reason why they stay mad. Now, you call it, she thinks she's better than. No, she's simply other than. Those people who look at you and say the same thing about you, me, and everybody else, because we're operating in the fullness of who we are, I'm going to live out my gift to the best of my ability. And the fact that you don't, and that makes me intimidating to you, no, you are simply intimidated. And it's not going to make you comfortable. Because you're not my problem, and you clearly are not my assignment. And that's what I
Yeah.
say on that.
Go ahead.
A whole word. Do you hear me? And Diva, real quick to what you just said, I sort of misspoke in a live a couple weeks ago when I said it's, excuse me. Sorry, guys. I just turned my fan up. My fan chokes me somehow. When I said that it's bigger than male, it's not. Male is bigger than this show. So I really wanted to say that publicly. I did say that in my members only live because I think when I said something like this is bigger than male, but that's what I meant. And I agree with you. You know, when the day comes, when she sees fit, I don't think that she's tied to anything. I think that she can walk when she's ready to walk. And I think that she's going to be making that decision, you know, in her timing. But and up until that, I'm gonna be watching. But yeah, she's bigger than the people on the show, the subject, the topics, and everything else. And it shows, you know what I mean?
It
But
always has. That's why they so with that, they resent the fact that they're only there because of her. All that you don't
because
think
of
about
her.
is why you're where you are right now. And I promise I'm saying, because it's 11 o'clock where I am, and after
Yeah,
I
we can be
drop
in.
but I think if Tisha would spend more time, as much as you study this woman, you need to be writing down some tips. And that's what you need to be practicing.
Period.
That's what you need to do, because jealousy, that is her problem. She can't get along with no female because she views every female as competition because she's so insecure. And she's not one of my favorites. I really don't think she has any redeemable qualities. And if they're there, they're buried under all that jealousy and that envy. And as long as and that insecurity that's there, and I really feel like when she gets rid of that toxic, no good Negro and gets on somebody's couch and stays there for a little bit and really gets to know what makes her special, because by herself she's enough, she too could do some amazing things, but she's not there yet.
Let the church say.
Amen. Amen.
Okay.
Amen. And
Well,
amen again.
And amen.
as always, Diva, thank you so much for gracing my channel with your presence. You always come through and lay it down. Do you hear me? And you did not disappoint tonight. For those in the chat, they're asking, Who is this lady? Who is this lady? Her name is Diva. Diva, do you have a channel?
I was gonna ask that.
No, I don't. I just am a fan of the show. I
You need
listen
one,
to the panel
child.
Yeah, you
right
should. You
on.
speak so great. Oh boy.
Thank you. But now look, you never know. Y'all putting something on my mind. We might
Go
have
ahead and start the channel, Diva.
I'll subscribe.
Only thing you
thank
need
you.
is an email address.
Me
Start
too.
the channel. Okay.
I'm gonna
You
think about it.
Yeah, I'll
okay. You
subscribe.
think about it. You got a powerful, powerful word, and it's
Mm-hmm.
consistent. Okay.
Thank
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, all
thank
of us will subscribe. So hopefully you do that. I appreciate you for coming through and spreading the knowledge in a way that only you can. I really, really do.
thank
We
you so much
have,
for having me. Y'all have a great night and be
you're
blessed.
welcome.
You too.
All right, guys, we got Ann Harris left. We are over the 3-hour mark. It is after midnight on the East Coast and after 11 Central. So we're going to let Ann speak, and then we're going to be up out of here.
Okay. Good night, Chit Chat. Good night, ladies.
Good night. Good
Good
night.
night.
Where my blessy go? Anybody on the panel that wants final thoughts after Ann, you are more than welcome. Bless Queen B was here. Bless is in the DR, and she may be asleep, but love you, Blessy. All right, Ann. Ann here.
Okay.
Hey, Ann, thank you so much for being patient. What's
Oh,
your
no problem. All I have to say is everybody is so in an uproar about Tiffany. Tiffany just out charade Sheree. She did the same thing that
oh?
Sheree has done in her whole career.
Exactly.
And
Okay. Sheree has a weakness for men who really don't want her. Look at Bob. When Bob was done with her, she still hung on. She accused him of everything from AB to, you know, doing horrible things, but yet she still wanted to make it work.
mhm.
Her other fantasy, who confirmed that they were just friends. He said he was not in a relationship with her and he was locked down. So I see why she's always trying to get that unattainable man. And Martell represents what a man looks like, not how they act.
Mm, mm.
And as far as I'm concerned, the only real man on that show is Big Lou.
Thank
He's
you. I love Big Lou.
Yes, because he's the only one that got good common sense. I mean, his wife, that's the second wife. You know, there's not really too much you could do with Tiffany, but Tiffany is looking for a group to belong to. And I think her coming out the way she did, yes, production had a lot to do with it, but I don't think she's really that type of person in real life.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's just something my mama used to call it love starved. Okay, you're always looking for something that you know you don't have, but you don't know God made it so you didn't need it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, Mel, I said it before, she is waiting. God has an exit plan for her that Martell will no longer be a factor. She's going to be able to. You remember when she said something about going to the West Coast?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think that's in the plan. I think she gave him just enough rope to hang himself.
Yep.
And now that he's hung himself, she's going to be able to take her kids and move all the way across the country.
I hope so.
I
And
pray.
and I feel so bad because guess what? Knox will never ever and I'm a product of and my father was married to my stepmother. And when I was born, imagine growing up in a town that everybody knows your life story but you. And that's going to be
Mm.
Knox. Knox is going to be a kid that's always trying to prove something because of his parents. He's got to
Yeah.
prove that he's better than. He's got to prove that he's more than enough.
Mm-hmm.
And Martell's not a. He says he's a good father, but I know a good father, and a good father wouldn't hurt his kids just to prove a point to their mother.
Yep. That's right.
You know,
Yep, that's it.
but yeah, but that's all I had to say. You know, I
Well,
was just listening to what everybody had to say, and everybody had some good zingers.
Well, you just shut it down as well. You know what I mean? I hope that that's in the works. When it comes to Mel, at least just moving wherever the hell she want to move to, and it will be up to him to fly in and see his kids on the weekend, and then go on head on about his business. But thank you for saying that. As far as when it comes to Knox, there are a lot of people, even in this comment section or just in general, that were children that were a product of affairs. And that's why I think that we do have to give the child a little grace. His mammy and his daddy, they not getting none when it comes to me. But there are a lot of people that may have been born in similar situations that's turned out to be great
Yeah,
in life.
I think I've turned out very well, and I know I have because I've raised four black men,
Mm,
and they're getting it right. You get married first. Well,
yeah, yeah.
before first you build your foundations, then you get married, then
Mm-hmm,
you have children.
mm-hmm,
And I had to, as a child of an outside relation, you're always trying to prove. You're always looking for acceptance.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's why I said when I look at Knox, she lets him get away with so much because she internally feels guilty that
Yeah,
her child has to grow up publicly. It's different than, my day, just your little small town knew. But
right.
millions upon millions of people know this child before he even gets to know himself.
Yeah, well, it was public because of her, though. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
mom could have very well realized this is not something that I want to attempt to even get famous for. Not saying that, she had to stay in the dark or whatever the case may be, but she's the reason why there's been so much backlash because of her antics online, even before she had him. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but Martell promised her something.
Oh, we know that for
And
sure.
and
And he
he's
didn't deliver.
she's she knows that she's been played, but I think she never had a backup plan.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as far as Tisha is concerned, if I had a mama like her, of course, I think Tisha is the best that her mother could put out there in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have a mother like Miss Van, who knows who she is, who walks in her purpose, and taught her daughter her purpose, you can't compete with that.
Yeah. That's
And
true.
Mel, she walks in her purpose. If you look at her brother Marcus, apparently, I know they have different mothers, but even he walks in his purpose.
Absolutely.
And that's what impresses me about Melody. She doesn't let anybody stop her.
Yeah. Yeah. Great, great points. I
Yep.
got some yawning. I
Me
believe
too.
that's my sis Marita.
Oh, that is
I
me,
know.
and
And I want you
I'm gonna, yeah.
hold on, Marita. I want you to close it out. But Ann, thank you so much. It's after midnight, Marita's
Yep.
time. A lot of people in the chat. Thank you, Ann. Make sure you come back up again. You joined me before, and I really, really appreciate the things that
Yeah.
you contribute to.
I've been trying, but
Thank you. So we're
all
gonna get
right.
to LaDon. LaDon, your final thoughts, and I'm forcing my sis Marita to end it out with me with her final
I
thoughts.
just want to
What's
say
your
good
final thoughts?
night. I'm just waiting for Marita.
Okay, LaDon, and thank you. I know you had a couple of phone calls. Marita says final thoughts, and we out of here. This was great. I'll say my little last tidbits after you. Go ahead, Marita.
Um, my final thought is Mel is not going to dim her shine. She can't dim her shine to appease their inadequacies or
Mm,
their low self-esteem that they have about themselves. And they say imitation is the greatest form of flattery. I
mhm.
don't know. I would rather find who I am and be true to who I am. And just like Diva said, a lot talk about God, but if you don't have that relationship with God, there's nothing that's going to ever work in your life. So for me, Mel is doing what Mel is doing. That suffices for her. Is sufficient for her, and life is beautiful. And Mel is showing us there. She just rides like the phoenix. So
Mhm.
Mel has shown us, she is showing us that sometimes when you don't feel like you can make it, when all odds against you in making it, you just have to push through and just trust God to know that He knows best. He said, I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. So if He knew me before then, He know everything there is about me. So that's where I believe that Mel is resting everything on, because she seeks him, she listens to him, she's being obedient. And when you being obedient to God, there's the sky is the stratosphere is the limit.
Mhm.
So you have to, and these people, they're going to have to find their own way. And as far as Martell and and Aria, I'm not going to call her coleslaw anymore because she is somebody. um but and Ariane, there is redemption there. It can be, they can be restored. However, that's something that they are going to have to want to happen. And until they stop trying to destroy someone else, it's never going to happen. So my parting words is, I'm just waiting for June 17th. I'm going to celebrate.
Yeah,
I'm celebrating with her and for her. And
yeah.
along, so, and I'm happy for her, and I'm happy for the things to come, and I can't wait to see the things that's gonna come, and I'm ready for him to walk in traffic head on.
Mm-mm.
So
Not in traffic head on, child.
I'm waiting for him, because that's what's gonna happen. He gonna go bug crazy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna sit back and see that. Believe me, he gonna be posting and everything else, and we're gonna be right here. But I'm celebrating as well, like Mel put, divine timing. You know what I mean? And
Yep,
yeah, it's a celebration. We know what she's
yep,
been through, and we definitely don't want her walking around here with that last name Hope. It's not honorable when it comes to who she was married to. So yeah, it's a big, big celebration. But ladies, I thank you guys so much. This has been awesome. Now look, I give my cutie crew praises because we have some deep, deep, deep members only lives. But this live tonight was deep as well for me. So you guys know that I love to get your thoughts and opinions and everything else to the chat. I love getting your comments, and this was excellent. To the new members, Gloria Chop, thank you for becoming a member of the Cutie Crew. Barbara Levy, thank you. Toya Brogdon, thank you. And Taisha J, thank you so much. To everybody that gave me super chats, thank you guys so much. To my sis, Pink Diva, holding it down as the moderator. Thank you as well, sis. And we out of here. Maritha, get you some rest. Ann Harris, get you some rest. To the chat, I'm gonna say my final goodbyes. Miss J, I know you're not driving this late, so I caught a couple of your comments. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Let me say some goodbyes on my way out. You guys are the bomb.com. Yes, it was. Yes, it was, Tyra. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Tyra. Get you some sleep, girl. Make sure you rest up for our members only live this coming Thursday. I can't wait to chat with the Cutie Crew. I will be going live on the main page a little more. I'm trying to put together a little something, something where I'm going to drop through every couple days. Diva, thank you, Diva, for joining me on the panel. Where's my notes? All right, to the other panel members, Pretty Brown Eyes, Red, and Renata, sis, thank you so much for stopping through. LaDawn, Cheryl Howard, Elizabeth, Bad Apple was in the house, Z Frenchie, you always click the link and you never get connected somehow. We got to fix that. Just Justified, thank you for being on the panel. Diva again, Maritha. Who else was on the panel? I hope I didn't miss anyone. Ann was the last one. Thank you guys so much. Rose Armstead, thank you so much for joining me. Patricia, Dee Dee, Simone, Queen's Tea with Gigi. Are you wearing your little black dress? Look, I may need to do a live that's unmonetized with just music and we party. We shall see, but we're going to be celebrating Miss Melody Cherie Rogers for sure. Paulette, thank you for joining me. Victoria, thank you for joining me. All right, Coach Sydney, thanks for joining me. Miss J again, Vi Gordon, Miss Nicole, Peggy, Annette. Let's see. Nashambi. What a cute name. Nashambi said, Tyra Daniels, yes, me too. She is my LS. I recognize her voice on another panel. I asked, is that you? Teresa, good night. Evie, good night. All right, Dee Dee, good night. All the cutie crew was representing. Yes, Diva. Diva, start the channel, girl. Start that channel. Definitely. Casino. Yes, great panelists. Hope you have a great evening, a great night, morning for some of you guys. Everybody get some rest. We shall be back live in a couple days. Why my chat look like that? Okay. Mishi Love. If Tisha had humbled herself, Mel would have helped her to find her abilities, gift, lane, and help her grow in them. She tried to give her the blueprint, child. But that Tisha being the boss at the head of the table just ain't working for me. The last time she was reading off of the, was it a board or teleprompter? I don't know. And yeah, her and Marceau, this is screaming epic fail, scam, all of the above. You got to pay people for their time, especially when they have value. Mel has value. She's not going anywhere and doing anything and speaking for free. Now, if she want to do something for free, that's on her. But yeah, we're not doing that. All right, guys. BB, good night. Erica Fleming, good night. Bye, Sissy. Maritha, get some rest. It's a shame when I know my cuties' time zones. Like Pink Diva. I know it's about 11:26 her time. Get some rest, Pink Diva. Thank you again, sis, for moderating. All right, guys. I am out of here. 3 minutes. Oh, goodness. 3 minutes. You know I'm tired. 3 hours. 22 minutes and counting. Absolutely, me, you. I totally agree. Overall, pretty okay episode for me. Like I said, it was one of the good ones thus far. And a very, very big change from last year. My parting words is for those that say, why Mel give Martell the stank face? He earned it. Yeah, I'm not smiling at you. You walking up in here and we just left court yesterday? No, sir. Nope. All right, guys, we are out of here. Chat with you guys tomorrow. Bye.